I believe you joined in when Mike had a cult about him.
And that is the first thing that gets said on the video.
Well, we're here now.
Welcome! Hello, everyone. For those who are joining us, I don't know why you are, it's Thursday. But for those who've managed to find their way over onto this video, thank you for joining us. This is a new one-shot. We are doing one kind of every holiday season at this point when parties have to cancel because they're going out of town, so this one's for Christmas, last one was for Thanksgiving. I've taken my shit and eaten my halal, guys. Platter. Not in that order.
Alright, time to melt the South Pole ice caps. Let's go.
That's where we go from there.
Yeah.
So many questions.
Well, I mean, your shit is powerful enough to do that on its own.
Look at you, Cameron, spoiling it for the viewers.
I know, right? Oh, man. I've had my cup of coffee, so this is going to be interesting. Prepare for a fun D&D session, and prepare for may not have one tomorrow because the DM may be crying in pain. As he finds out, apparently running 2.5 miles hurts your nuts. Who knew?
I mean, they keep slapping
Everyone
on your
else.
sides, you know? It's like a freaking little, like, boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. Speedball, man.
You know, that reminds me of the old Boomerang cartoons that we see nowadays that are on Boomerang. You know, Tom and Jerry videos and such. All I'm imagining is
savage.
like Pink Panther running, and then in the background you're hearing the drumming, and then you realize there are no drums. That's just his nuts clapping against his thighs.
Help me! The clap of my nutsack against my thighs is so loud.
Okay,
Christ.
tomorrow I am playing the loudest drum music on my phone possible for the entirety of the gym, which is only me at 3 a.m., because no one else is that stupid to be up that early.
I hate myself for saying that.
This is gonna be a thing. Please, Chasta, make sure that quote gets put in the quote book for later.
Which one?
Yes.
What I said or what you said?
Last time we left off with the one shot on Thanksgiving, and yes, these one shots are connected. Last time we left off, the party managed to find themselves lucky enough going through a shortcut, in which, after being hired by Kurgan, they took up the job of hunting down whatever was in the deep, dark vault underneath Dragon's Gate. Well, it turned out it was a dragon and a robot. And only one came out.
And out of that, Achman got a nice new shell.
Yeah, really, to be honest, Robot did all the work. Everyone else get paid for it, though.
Look, man, I healed him once, and that kept him alive in the end because there was 80 health.
That's true. Hakan deciding instead of joining the crew and continuing on their adventure, he decided to stay beside Kurgan through these trying times. If you watched the latest Clan Zarius council meeting video, if you really want to watch a grown dwarf get bullied, that is the place to go.
That was not.
Huh?
It was all consensual bullying too. And that's a sad.
It wasn't.
He was just a masochist.
It was not. Kurgan fought it so hard. He was so mad.
I tried to derail the plan like 3 times. They kept having plans for everything. I was like, shit, man. I can't.
And the worst thing is they've been working on that plan since the day 10x showed up in a campaign. So, after
Should've killed him when
Hakan,
he was still a fat ass that was eating all the Kung Pao chicken.
truly, after Hakan decided to stay with Kurgan and serve as his not only personal healer but also his personal knight, Robot found, although now being considered a vassal and a minor noble to Kurgan's kingdom, decided, war didn't sound like it was worthwhile. Killing people, that's not his kind of thing. But hunting monsters, now that he can get behind.
Oh, yeah.
Ahmed left just because he didn't want to deal with another fucking war.
Yeah, Ahmed joined Robot alongside, and as the party headed to the Isle of Man, they met Rashaz?
Rashaz.
Rashaz. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit, Rashaz?
Yes, of course. I'll post the image for the other two in End of the Week that I made. He's just sitting on the floor very happily, having a good time.
All right, here, let me show the picture off real quick.
He is a little fellas. That's why he's so small. He's a foot tall. That's the minimum. He has no muscle definition at all. He's very skinny.
Mm-hmm.
And all they would know is that he's a high-ranking follower of Calhoun.
Yep.
As he was wearing an amulet around his neck.
Okay. Calhoun being a well-recognized god and acceptable god in most places. As you travel through the Isle of Man, looking for another compatriot, realizing 3 was a comfortable number for the time being. I mean, you took on a great worm with only 3 people. 3 people.
And 2 of us got knocked out.
3 people.
I did my job.
As the party as you hired up Rashaz, I'm gonna say that so wrong every fucking time.
Oh, that was right.
Rashaz, okay, all right, making sure. After hiring him on to assist you after being explained the job about mana being gathering in the southern pole known as Selmica. And that you are heading to the only port city in Selmica, actually the only city in Selmica, for what are considered the degenerates and people of last stop before the end of the world, called the town of Somnus.
Look, I have to say this out of character. Hey, look, Cheston, we have a city to already take over and turn into the base.
Later.
We'll conquer this world.
So, and for those who don't speak the old tongues, Somnus directly translates in common as sleep. So this is known as the town of sleep. It is well known for having slaver guilds, degenerates, people with no hope of living anywhere else, or people who are too wanted to live anywhere else, heading towards it because the Somnus does not have
bounty hunter music.
He's a bit old now, I'm going to be honest. I'm not too concerned about him now.
I think this entire town is a red light district.
For Robot, that's so much truer than he'd ever know. It comes with all sorts of attachments, guys.
This city needs religion. I know what I want.
Oh, no.
You're not wrong, but I believe nature is the way.
After arriving in the Isle of Man and gaining the only ship, a torn up and almost half destroyed dinghy, the captain told you it'd probably float there. Him and 2 other crew members of a couple of what looks like maybe half elves, maybe half humans. You're not sure what they are really. They're drunk, and they were free to take you here. They agreed to take you.
Are you gonna preach them the entire way
to the town of Somnus, and barely managing to avoid the Toth fleets that typically patrol the waters in between the Isle of Man and Selmica. In general, looking for more slaves to their chaotic ways and sacrificial decisions. The party finally comes to the town. And as you get there, first off, it gets cold as shit. It is in Somnus, it is about 40 degrees below zero. This is the warmer weather, by the way. You guys are here about midsummer.
And for some reason, Ahmed looks fucking fine.
It's about 40 below. There is no sun.
This is so comfortable right now.
The clouds are thick. The hail is heavy. And as you lot are kind of enjoying your time on this small dinghy, having barely avoided a few of the Toth warships that were almost 3 times the size of your small dinghy, you come to this rinky-dink town, half snowed over. Most of the houses made of what looks to be driftwood or wood that has been scavenged off boats, or just boats in general just chopped in half and put with tarps over them. You can see the snow covers the majority of the buildings, keeping them well insulated. And a few dockhands here and there show up. Two half dwarfs or dwarfborns, for those who are from the Dwarven lands, meet you at the dock and tie off the boat and speak with the captain. One of them, he doesn't really introduce himself, just kind of grunts at you. Waits for you to respond.
I grunt back and nod.
He nods back, and he points to a very large, what looks like what was once probably a warship that looked like it had been shot through with a good amount of cannons, as the top half of it's being used as a giant building.
I flick him a gold coin for the directions.
He nods and goes back to working, setting up the boat and clearing the items and inventory of the boat.
I lead the guys there.
Oh. Okay. All right. So as Ahmed heads off, Robot, what's your thought process here?
Robot's never had free time before.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll talk to our newest companion. Name I'm not gonna pronounce.
Rashaz.
Rashaz.
It's basically as it
Just
looks.
call him Ra.
I'm the god of the sun now, I'll take it.
All right, Ra. What would you like to do?
Well, first,
Shall we
How
get
do you
clothing
feel-
for cold weather?
I already have clothing for cold weather. How do you feel about Calvin?
Religion. I mean, I destroy things. He destroys things.
How would you like to join up with the religion?
Will you allow me to think it over
course.
through this adventure?
Of course.
Also, DM, can I have clothing of cold weather, assuming that my character got some, knowing where he was going?
Oh yeah, I'll say your whatever clothing you're wearing would be suited for winter. You're not
whatever,
resistant to cold, but you won't be bothered by the cold weather currently.
Well, I
Meanwhile,
am now
Ahmed is
technically.
completely immune to the cold.
Are you?
My boots of the Winterlands are very
yes,
nice.
Oh.
I'm immune to cold.
If you're immune, then yeah, the cold doesn't even bother you. You don't need winter wear.
Yeah,
We're-
I have a resist to cold damage, but if I get heavy clothes, I can
Yeah,
typically tolerate temperatures as low as
It goes
100 degrees, like negative 100.
Yeah, you should be able to find something like that in the shop, or in the shops.
Yeah. By the way, how much money would you think Robo would have?
Same with
'Cause I know I
Ahmed,
never really-
Because we never talked about that.
Give me 1 minute.
Ahmed's entire life savings equals the amount to topple the entire goddamn economy of the world.
Because being a lord, and slaying that dragon,
And being
I don't
a
know
hermit
how
who
much
never really
coin
spent any money, but
I would
kept
technically
finding
have
it.
access to.
Well, your title does nothing here.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean I don't have coin.
Okay. Y'all can split this between the two of you from your adventure. There you go.
Okay, you want to just go half and half?
Sure.
Okay, so take 21,000 GP,
and
and you take the higher amount of 12,000 platinum pieces. I'll take 11,000 out of that. That way it's fucking.
All right, 12,000 platinum.
That's 33,000, guys. So that's 16. That's 16,500.
I was-
I'm
kinda
giving him
waiting.
the higher amount.
Okay, so that would mean he'd take 17,000. You'd take 15,000
Oh.
platinum pieces. Yes.
I was letting you realize, I was hoping.
Yeah, take that because my brain, my math.
It's okay.
And,
It's okay.
And then how
Cameron.
much gold did you tell me to take?
It's 21,000.
21,000.
Yeah, for both of you.
Each.
All right. So that's what you managed to get from the Horde of the Dragon. And for payment for what you managed to pull off.
Great.
As you kind of looking around this town, you see 3 buildings. One that's a large, what looks to be broken up warship that is split in half that you see Ahmed walking towards. The second seems to read in goblin has a small. It looks like a small dinghy that's been kind of like has three halves of a dinghy kind of put into a three-pointed shop. And you see on the sign in Goblin, if you speak Goblin, it reads "shiny things here." If you don't speak Goblin, it just shows a gold coin on the thing.
It looks as though someone tried writing in heartburn
What?
or indigestion.
No. And the last shot, or the last place, seems to be what looks to be just two swords crossing each other. And then again below that, it reads in Abyssal, which I believe Rashaz reads and does know. It reads soldiers and men for hire here.
Oh.
Barracks.
Interesting.
And the center one, since you do read Abyssal, also reads Tavern. Warning, slavers within.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile,
I sure hope you
Ahmed's
don't burn the entire building down.
Ahmed is walking up there with a small flame on his hammer, as always, just sitting there looking happy, and a penchant for the ability to burn everything down to the ground around him if anyone attacks him.
I want to go to the coin.
Okay.
Tiny place.
All right, Rashaz, what about you?
I'll follow Robot.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with Ahmed. So, because it's more entertaining this way for me. Ahmed, as you head into what you assume is like the nicest building of the ones you've seen so far, and the biggest, walking in, you kind of push aside the very thick leather curtain that kind of blocks this door. And kind of step up as you notice there's a little bit of a bump to try and keep the snow from drifting in. As you open up, you come into what looks to be a pretty massive sized tavern. You see liquors from countries you've never read or heard about. You see a goblin sitting there at the bar, kind of working away, wiping down the bar itself. And you also see a kind of a larger warforge who looks a little menacing with his kind of crown, two like kind of iron tusks to his side, and you do notice he's traveling with two what looks to be hill dwarfs that are in chains, wearing their own armor and gear. Yeah.
Well, that's none of my business. I'm just gonna go grab a drink and then probably head out because no reason to sit in here.
Okay. So as you walk up, and do you, what are you gonna say to the goblin to order a drink?
Whiskey.
The goblin looks at you, kind of tilts his head, and starts speaking in Abyssal.
Time to go get Rashad.
Do I recognize whiskey on the shelf at all?
Yeah, you see you see a couple bottles of brown liquid. That's the closest you can imagine to whiskey.
Piss.
I'm worried that's what it is.
I mean, they have labels on them.
I try Aquan.
You try what?
Aquan. Fish talk. After that, I'll try Draconic, because that's the only other one I got.
He said the bottles are labeled, the guy.
The goblin kind of looks at you. Some of them do read in common with different brands. But the goblin kind of tilts his head as you speak the languages and just kind of shrugs his shoulder.
I point at the one that if I recognize any of the brands, the one that I know is whiskey.
Okay. As you finally kind of point to the green bottle that you remember seeing in Dragon's Gate and remember it being whiskey, although it's in Dwarvish. You don't really recognize the language of it, but you know it as a whiskey, as you've had it before. The goblin kind of nods and then goes to pour a glass and then kind of sets it down in front of you and caps it and puts it back up on the rack.
Yep, I take the shot down and just... And I leave him 4 gold as a tip.
Alright, he pockets...
Shit, 4 gold?
He pockets your gold. And he just kind of waves you off. As you head out, you do see that the Warforged is kind of staring and watching you.
I'll look back at him in common.
Mm-hmm.
Robot?
on my hammer now, there has been a change. There is now a bright gem that glints metallically.
Okay.
Wow, you're instantly getting violent.
And that's what the pommel is now, and my hand's over it, but it glints. In
Okay.
common, I'll look at him and be like, if you want something, say it. Don't stare, it's rude, you.
Alright. I'm gonna display what this man looks like.
Oh boy.
He kind of looks at you, and if a Warforged could smile, you could feel the smirk. And he looks over at you and immediately draws his sword on you.
Man.
But before we get to that fight, in
Good
which
job, Cameron.
This is gonna be fun.
Ahmed is not designed to fight on his own.
Actually, he could do quite a bit on his own, but I might burn down the building.
Robot
Yeah,
and
Oh,
Rashaz, while Ahmed's about to pick a fight, you two enter into the gold coin, and in there you see a hobgoblin. And he looks up at you and sees this Warforged and this tiny cloaked figure, and goes and perfectly good comment goes, "Huh, a Warforged and a tiny person.
Yes, quite.
Oh, all right. One of you's probably a wizard. What do you want?"
Well,
Yes, the
robot-
one with the giant sword on his back's the wizard.
I don't have any.
I'm the closest thing to a freaking wizard in this party, and I'm about to get in a fight.
Hey, whoa, I can cast.
Can you do 400 points of damage?
In one cast? I think so.
Can't wait till he kills himself doing that. Yep.
I will.
I'm gonna ask the hobgoblin if he has any winter clothes.
He looks at you and goes, your size, yeah. And he goes, do you mind blood or no blood?
You're a warrior.
Blood.
He nods and goes, alright, that's a lot cheaper. And he starts digging through, and you hear the wet sopping sounds of wet leather smacking against other wet leather. And after a few seconds, he comes out with what is a very thick leather coat with what looks to be some sort of almost like bear fur on it. You assume it's probably some sort of polar bear, maybe. You haven't really seen many in your travels, but it's close enough to what you have seen in books. And you notice there's 3 stab holes from someone's sword in the chest.
You know, can I change that to non-bloody? Actually.
He nods
Like-
and takes it and puts it back in away.
Well, that would be nice to get it cheaper. I think
I see no problem.
I think non-bloody kind of will protect me from the cold a bit.
He nods and goes to the back where you see a rack of clothes, and he kind of picks one off and get another polar bear-like material. And you notice there's a couple of like silver gems on it. And he goes, 6 gold pieces.
Yeah. Okay.
He nods and hands it to you. He goes, if you die, there's a return policy. Please have one of your compatriots let me know that you have died and where, and I will I will go and collect the item, and they will get half of the product's value back.
Yeah. All right. No problem. Seems reasonable.
He nods. He goes, appreciate your understanding. This is not an easy place to live, and clothing like that is not easy to come by.
Yeah. No problem.
Alright, now let's go find where Ahmed went.
And as you come out, you hear a commotion. We're going to jump back over. Everyone can now roll initiative for me.
I have advantage on this now.
Yes, everyone. Because technically you guys will be heading to find Ahmed, so you will still be in the initiative.
7
Oh,
thanks to my advantage.
Excellent! I'm quite.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
natural
holy
20,
shit.
But...
D&D Beyond updated. Their encounter thing now runs it to where when you guys roll it, it auto-loads into my system.
Yo, Hunter, we
Ooh.
both got 20, buddy.
We both rolled at 20s on initiative.
What-
Ain't that crazy?
What'd you get, Cameron?
7
Okay.
with my
Alright.
advantage and +2.
So sad.
Well, the good news
Just
is,
rolling nat 20s.
Rashaz, you are up.
I'm swift. I'm going in.
Alright, as you hear some yelling and some commotion. Running over, you see now this giant 7-foot warforged that is built with muscularity and a lot of swords all around his body, as well as 2 hill dwarfs that suddenly have stood up and are standing to his sides.
He's kind of gonna sigh, shake his head.
Oh my god, it's Tweedledee and
He's made out of pure metal, correct?
No.
No, I'm talking about the Warforged. He's
I
made
know.
out of metal, correct?
He is, but he is made of different metals.
Oh, it doesn't matter. He just needs to be made of metal for what I'm doing.
Okay.
I know what he's doing. I left you alone for like a minute, and already.
I got a drink. He disrupted me. Shush.
Hold on. He looked at you. Don't give us this shit.
You don't know this.
I know. I'm talking to you out of game. I'm not even there yet.
You anything?
All right.
Staring at an old man.
He could have
For
been
no
like
reason.
he could have been like the guy's like, hey, you need to go somewhere? I can help you. But no, you fucking insult him immediately.
Rashaz, what's the plan?
Yeah. So, Rashaz is gonna reach down and kind of touch the floor.
Okay.
He's short. It's not that hard. And the shadow. How far away? I'm assuming not very far. Is the Warforged?
Yeah, about 10 feet.
Yeah, his shadow starts to get up.
Oh. Okay.
Come in a shadow swarm
Interesting.
right behind him.
Okay. Okay.
So it has, let's see, 16 armor because it's 5th level because I'm a warlock, and it has 65 health.
Okay.
And do I roll separate initiative for him?
No, he'll run on the at the end of your turn
Okay.
because it's
Well, that's
counts
all-
as summoned. Okay.
That's all I'm doing because that's action.
Yep, and you moved in. You headed in there.
Yeah.
All right. At the end of your turn, the Lord of Blades is going to take a legendary action and charge up without provoking an opportunity attack using his blade dash. And then he gets to make 1 attack on Ahmed with his adamantine 6 blades. Let's see. So let's grab his adamantine. Does a 19 hit Ahmed.
That actually only meets my armor class.
Oh, so as you barely managed to dodge aside his legendary action. All right, that is the end of that.
How
Yes.
bright? How bright is this room?
It's dimly lit. Yeah.
Okay, the shadow spirit's invisible. Awesome.
Okay. I mean, doesn't matter when he has true seeing, but sure. It's good to know because the dwarves don't. There you go.
Yeah, for the dwarf, they can't see it.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Robot, you just watch as Rashaz runs off into the tavern.
I'm gonna nonchalantly just walk my way in.
As you do, you see a giant warforged in comparison to you.
Hey! Look
My
at you! My friend! I haven't seen you in such a long time! It's been ages!
Roll persuasion.
Alright.
Please do well on this roll. I want to see.
I got a
I wanna
plus
see
one,
this
so
succeed.
let's see. That's
I wanna
just
see
an
this
8. No,
No.
that's only an 8.
Let's
It would've been
see.
so funny.
No, he looks at you and goes, you assume because we're the same race that we know each other?
What the fuck?
And he just kind of glares at you, Robot. You've just insulted his entire people.
No, he's
I
distracted.
insulted my own people.
Good.
I'm not racist because I am part of the race.
That's the same as a black slave owner going, I'm not racist, I just own black slaves. I'm black, though.
That actually happened.
Yeah, it did, and they are still racist. Alright, Robot. So that's your movement. You get 1 action.
I don't even think I'm close to anybody, to be honest with you.
You've just walked in. He is still 5 feet away from you.
Okay, so it's like... So we're fighting. I think that's what's happening now.
Yes.
Huh?
I mean, you didn't see him attacking Ahmed, and you do see that Rashaz seems somewhat irritated.
Oh, I guess I'll swing 5 times with advantage. Woe is me.
Here you go.
All right, here's the first two. That's a 19. Oh, I know this because it's also a +4. Oh yeah. Well, I have a +14 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So-
28. That does hit.
Yep.
So that's one. Robot and his fucking rolls, man.
That's
24. That hits. Theoretically, if you don't roll anything below 5, you're fine. Yeah, that hits.
We'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, that hits.
What was that? Is it
That's
one
4.
more?
Yeah, you got one more.
One more.
Let's hope it's a nat 20. Oh, not yet.
No, but that
That's fine.
hits, so you're good. So you get all 5 hits.
All right. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3,
Why didn't you just roll a bunch of d8s and I'm 50?
4. I'll do that next time.
Okay.
And then what? It's an extra d20 per attack.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
5d20.
2, 4, 5 d20s.
And they wonder why I threw a great worm at them.
63 damage.
Okay.
Your rolls were also 63.
Okay. Wait, what?
That's 126.
Yep. All right. As you just start smacking into him, you can hear him yell. He's shocked and looking at you like, what the fuck? All right. Is that the end of your turn? You've used your movement and an action.
Do I second wind? No, wait, no. Action
Second
surge.
wind. Yeah, second
Wait,
wind,
no,
man. Full health.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just to
Do I
really rub it in
actually-
his face.
Do I action surge? Just this one? Nah.
Okay.
I won't action surge.
All right. He is up. And he's gonna do the same fucking thing back to you, actually.
Does he? Is he also?
Yeah, he's a sword master.
Oh, here we go.
Let's go.
So let me see. All right.
This will be great because I actually
This
have a
is the
reaction for
freaking-
this.
So
This freaking duel of the
he's
fates,
got his own 5 attacks. So let's see. Actually, here, let me do it 2 at a time. Can I? Yeah. There's the first. Well, he has a +11 to hit. So does a 27 hit?
My armor class is 27.
So nope.
This. Alright.
Wow,
Well, not for-
that's a nat 1. Let's confirm that nat 1.
Killed
No.
himself.
Give it
Killed
Okay.
himself.
No.
advantage. It doesn't.
Huh? Oh, that's
advantage.
true. I do have advantage, so fair enough.
Yeah.
Alright, so on to his third attack.
Yeah, unless you get a double that one, you're fine.
I'm gonna guess. Yeah, no, that doesn't hit.
I don't think he's giving it back as much as he tried.
11. Yeah, so that's 3 that he's taken. So here's his 4th. Man, my dice tonight. 22? Nope.
Did
No.
any of those hit? Have any of those hit?
No.
He's missed.
All right.
Oh, he got a 20?
I force you to reroll.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna confirm first just to see if it does anything. No, okay. You want me to reroll? Okay.
And guess what? If the reroll is still above his AC, he gets gifted the metallic dragon real quick. So he has what 27 currently.
You could wait till
21.
it happens.
21 to, so it does not hit. So none of his attacks miss. Since he
I
doesn't
did.
None of his attacks hit.
move,
I did my job.
since he didn't move, he is going to activate the his helmet. And 1 sec.
Please tell me you have counterspell.
Why would I have counterspell?
And he's gone.
Not you.
He
He's
teleported
gone.
away.
Yep.
This-
He missed every swing. Was like, nope, fuck this.
Yep. All right. Well,
He
oh,
said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
What about the
Are
dwarves?
the, are the dwarves still there, ready to attack
yeah,
us?
the dwarves are still going to do their thing. So the first one, oh, okay, that's actually really good.
My friends, why don't you let me set you free? Join me.
They don't, their chains aren't on. Let's find this spell real quick so I roll it properly, cause
In spiritual freedom.
I can't wait till I roll in that 20 with his Vorpal longsword.
Oh, so you did go for a
Yeah, I instantly grab a 4-pull on the sword. He's really scary now.
Let me find the spell. 1 sec. There it is.
I did good, Cameron. I got him to take a really scary
Yes.
Okay.
He's now terrifying.
I need you all to make me a dex save.
Aw, man. Shit, that's a 3.
It's a 3? Oh,
It's a
no.
15.
Okay. What's their spell save DC? Oh, well, that fails. You all fail, actually. This is gonna hurt. Wait, let me roll for the dwarves as well, who aren't fireproof, unfortunately.
If this is a fire thing, I'm immune to fire.
Well, that helps. Well, that's a 1 that got 1, and the second one got... They both fail, so they're gonna take damage from this spell as well.
I'm entirely immune to fire, so...
Well, that's good on you. Not everyone else is. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is 37 points of fire damage. Not nearly as bad as I was hoping.
You slightly singed my fur.
Listen, alright. And since he didn't move, and that's his end of his spell, let me duplicate something real quick.
Ahmed doesn't look hurt at all and just staring at the guy that used fire.
Was this one of the dwarves or was this the Warforged?
No, the Warforged is disappeared. He took a helm of teleportation the fuck out.
He said, fuck this.
Yeah, when he couldn't hit you, he realized, he's like, no, I can't hit your AC, fuck, I'm gone.
He's like, I am out of my depth here. This is
Yep.
not-
And the second dwarf is going to now activate his device and also leave.
He's like, oh, what?
He said,
Where is he going? Let's find out. Let's see if he actually manages to go where the Warforged is. He does not. Oh gods. Let me roll that again to see where he ends up.
Can we know where he ends up afterwards?
I will be
Just
happy
please.
to. Well, I love that Yuan-Ti Prince is gonna get a good snack here in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Alright, well that's that one.
We weren't gonna kill you.
The second one, he is also going to cast Firestorm, so I need a dex save from everyone again.
Except me, because I'm immune to fire, so why dodge?
It's
Thank
fair.
you.
There's the 20. Fuck you, game.
That's a 19.
That succeeds.
Win.
Alright, you guys succeed, so you
Yeah.
only take half damage.
Hold on, let me check something. Okay, nope, that doesn't work for that. Alright.
There we go. Alright, so you take half of... Oh, wow. 36 points of damage.
Hey, DM, make a dex save. For me.
Why?
Hellish Rebuke.
Oh. Well, he's got a -1. 15?
No. Save him 19. Take the fire.
Oh.
33.
Ow! He takes this,
No.
sees what's going on, and activates his helmet as well.
So how much damage do I have to take, or did you just reverse it on him?
No, you still take it. You still take 36 points of fire damage. Well, half that, so that's 18.
Yeah, no, I just threw some fire back at him.
Oh no, where does this guy end up?
I returned fire.
Where is-
Return fire.
Well, that's 2 Yuan-Ti snacks today.
Oh no.
Man, you got the frickin' 2 for 1.
Hey, look, the Lord of Blades lived.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see him come back now.
So give me a second for the calc. Well, you guys don't need the XP, so. Like, wait, let me calculate this. Wait, no, never mind.
Yes, let's prestige.
Yeah.
No, you.
I'll start taking levels in Wizard.
No. So as far as it goes, they all disappear and vanish off for now. As the slavers run off, disappearing, the goblin kind of looks a little annoyed, and kind of looks at you lot and starts speaking in common, and looks at you guys and goes, "Please don't break my bar."
No intention to.
What do you mean you have no intention? Shut up.
Robot, why so rude to me?
No, this is out of character. This is out of character. Hold the fuck up.
You're not escaping.
The goblin kind of looks over at you guys and goes, "So, what are you here for?"
The welling magic, not natural.
Oh, is that all? Well, shit, you just had to ask. He points behind him and says, about a week's travel. Well, south. You can only really go south from here. There you'll see a giant purple and silver fortress. Should be there, yeah, in 5 days, 5 to 6 days, depending on your travel speed.
All right, thank you.
So, we're getting a room here tonight before heading out tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Probably the best bet, if that is all right with you.
The goblin king goes, "I don't have any rooms.
We'll find somewhere.
Just don't sleep in the snow. Cousin did that, woke up in a pool of his own piss, and then was dead."
I can make house if need be.
I don't have piss.
Just kind of looks at Robot and goes, "Fair."
Alright.
I can,
I
I
would
can
like to
legit.
state that if I ever got a turn during that, I was going to create water around his head
Fair.
to blind him and give him disadvantage.
All right. So, where are you guys heading now? What's the plan?
Well, I'm gonna ask him where the nearest inn is, so he knows so.
He looks
If
to you and
there's
goes,
any inn.
"This is the inn."
And there's no rooms.
Well, I mean, we could, take turns watching over the other two while we're, like maybe sleeping at a table. Won't be the most comfortable thing, but
Outside drops to 100 degrees at night in the summer.
well, do you mind if we take a few seats around a table and just take a rest there?
5 copper
inn, of
pieces
course.
a piece for you.
What
I
might
just
give you
flick him a platinum.
He looks at it and goes, "Yeah, all right."
Awesome.
And don't get many visitors here, so feel free to enjoy yourselves. And he kind of closes up. You see him kind of walk up to the door and closes it and shuts the wooden portion, puts the barricade in, and goes, "Keep the fire going. The wood's next to it. I'll be up in my room." And he heads upstairs.
No problem.
Yeah. Alright.
I'm able to easily keep the fire going. I'll use control flames to make sure it doesn't go out every time I'm awake.
Okay. All right. So you guys will get a long rest.
Awesome.
Not the most comfortable, but the floor, it's better than being out in the cold.
I sleep in my shell.
Okay.
I think Robot doesn't really mind.
You do feel the chill of the cold coming from the door, even though the fire is going. You can still feel the general cold it is outside, and hear the winds as they blast against the walls. You actually do notice as you look around, there's no windows in this building at all.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, and you hear someone in the middle of the night knock on the door and
No.
waits,
No.
and then
I'll go.
oh,
I'm not gonna go open the door, but I will send out my little flame under the door to see who it is.
Just don't.
as you look, you see the dwarfborn standing there, knocking on the door.
The one that brought us here.
Yeah, well, the one that pointed their direction.
I'll let him in.
Oh, you're gonna get up and unbarricade the door?
You're gonna let all of that cold in.
I'm
And you're
gonna
gonna-
say find elsewhere, friend.
He can come through the window.
There is no window.
That's the point Cook was making. All right. The man kind of looks down at the flame, steps on it, and then walks off.
Wow.
It wouldn't hurt it much, so it just comes back under and back with me.
All right. As you guys spend the night, the wind's continuing to blow harshly. The dark sky looming overhead. The night passes. The goblin owner comes down and goes, "All right." And he barricades the door, opens it back up, and says, "You're out for the day?"
Probably for quite a while, but thanks for the
Thank you for the
Thanks.
night.
thanks for this place to sleep.
You're the only visitors I've had in 2 years, so yeah, no. Enjoy yourselves. If you die, well, don't haunt me. He just kind of looks at you.
We die so
No, we'll just haunt the Warforged and the two dwarves. Well, the Warforged.
Oh, he's already probably headed towards that Iron Castle.
Oh,
boy.
awesome. We get to meet him again.
A rematch.
You would relish that, wouldn't you, my friend?
hey, fight the good fight.
Okay, I guess we're off with whatever winter camping gear we have.
Yeah, the
I'll
same.
swing by the
Oh.
shop and make sure that we have at least some bedrolls for everybody.
Okay.
Oh,
Which shop? There's only 2 of them in town.
The one that just has the coin, because
Okay. As
I
you
understand coin means money.
As you head over again, the hobgoblin kind of comes to the door, unlocks it, and looks at you and goes, "Oh, man who doesn't like the bloody leather. What do you need?" As he sees Robot.
it's what my friends need.
What can I do you for?
2 extra bedrolls, and that'll be it.
He nods and goes, "All right." And he goes, you hear him kind of trifling around the back as he shuts the door again on you guys. Coming back to the door, he hands out 2 of them. They're freshly cleaned and smell of lemon juice. And the man goes, "Sanitized, cleaned, probably no diseases."
Works for me.
Will work fine.
He nods and goes, "Enjoy your stay." And he closes the door and rebarricades it and heads back to bed.
Now we're off.
All
Yeah,
right.
now we're off.
As you lot head on your journey, who is electing to be a spokesman of the group?
Seeing as how I have a plus 11 to deception, intimidation, performance, and persuasion, I think I've got this.
I'll look at the new guy and just be like, "You talk. Don't like it."
Alright.
Okay. Then, Rashaz, give me a D4. And let me know what you get.
That's a 3.
Okay. A 3. Let's see. Interesting.
3 great worms pop out of the snow.
No, I had one of 4 encounters that you guys would get during this travel, and depending on what you get, would depend on what is going to happen. All right. So as you lot begin your long walk, the wind starts to pick up, the snow smacking you in the face. Ahmed and Rashaz, it bites. Even though the cold doesn't affect you, the smack of the ice still does sting. Especially for poor Rashaz, who has a wet
store
nose.
my flame elemental in my shell just because I know this wind might blow him out.
I don't know what you mean. I have a coat that's way too big for me. I'm very comfortable.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, you have the off-brand of shell defense.
No,
Tuck
I
your
wanna
head in.
When we sleep, this bedroll is like an entire bedroom for me.
There you go. He is cuddled up. He is very tiny. So as you kind of continue on your journey, you head through the mountains south of the town. As you can kind of see off in the distance the large stronghold. And you definitely can see the purple glowing light, and even the Mesna seems to be circling around the top of the castle. For those who don't know, Mesna being the physical leftovers of a spell, a kind of bluish goo that seems to kind of formulate when a lot of spells are cast
And
out.
I'm gonna look at Robot when I see that and go, "Don't touch that stuff."
Okay.
Also, quick question.
Yes.
I'm sorry. How tall is what's the name?
Rashaz?
Rashaz? Yeah.
I am a foot tall. I am a tiny.
I don't know how thick the snow is. Would you like to piggyback ride?
No, he is. So I will say he is small enough, and he weighs so little he won't fall through the snow.
Yeah, I weigh 12. I'm walking on the snow.
While you two are
no.
trudging, yeah.
Well, the boots of the Winterlands ignore difficult terrain created by ice or snow.
Yes. You are still trudging, though, through the snow. You just don't get affected by it in combat. So someone can still track you, theoretically. But, yeah, no. Otherwise, it doesn't wear and tear on your body.
I'll be using control flames occasionally to sort of make my movement easier by heating up my shell.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, so as you are walking, heading through the mountain pass, taking the most direct route, as Rashaz ends up getting kind of able to notice where the magic seems to be flowing directly through, and following that as the quickest path. You see off in front of you a group of strange-looking tall figures. I say tall, they're all about between 5 and 6 feet, the 4 of them, wearing very thick cloaks, large avian-like wings popping out with feathers kind of flowing. They're all with white wings. Their faces are covered from what you can tell from this distance. And also what looks to be a really big white fowl of some sort.
A dire goose.
What?
Have you never heard of the dire goose? They are to be
What?
feared. They are to be feared.
Do I recognize this as a dire goose from my years of hermitage?
This is from this
gathered.
distance. You would have heard it honking by now if it was a dire goose. They are very alert. I mean, they're well known to eat entire parties of level 20s on their own when they really are off fighting or interested in protecting their territory.
Not dire goose, no honk.
No hyong.
No, Yonk's a character. Don't bring him
He
up.
is. Hyung Kyonkerson is a character in the world.
And he's still dead.
No, he's, well,
Yes.
that's a tricky subject right now.
It's tall. No.
But yeah, so as they kind of all three of the figures kind of turn towards you, minus the giant fowl, and immediately start drawing their weapons.
Whoa, friends, we're just passing by.
I tap. While this is going on,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tap. Over the next minute, tap our little leader's shoulder, and you now have foresight for the next 8 hours. Enjoy.
Awesome. I like this.
The man or one of the people or cloaked figures looks at you and goes, and speaking. And let me make sure I have the right language for this. Well, I want to make sure I'm correct in the languages.
I'm very charismatic, but I'm very limited in language.
You know,
Should have picked up a helm of comprehend language.
That was my problem always in college. You know, very very charismatic. Just spoke poorly.
Yeah.
Good news is he. Let me see. I don't think. Oh, do you speak either Aaron or Aran? Auran?
No.
And I assume you don't speak Aarakocra.
No. We don't know what they're
The
saying.
man squawks twice for a second, and then kind of noticing you're not really understanding him, he speaks in common and goes, "What you want?"
I thought all the Aarakocras were dead.
No, I'll just go passing by. No trouble.
Here for chicken.
What?
And he tilts
No.
his head as he stares at you.
I'll point at, and just go, no.
He looks at you for a second and goes, "Fight?"
No, thank you.
He nods and goes, "Understood," and turns and continues to walk. As you kind of get closer, you notice what they're following is a giant 13-foot tall chicken with talons almost as tall as Robot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We're not touching that. We're gonna move on to our mission.
Yep.
I wonder if they're wanting us to fight with them to fight the chicken, or if the
No,
chicken is theirs.
I'm gonna they can do their thing.
They continue to walk in the mountain, watching you, staring at you as they continue. Eventually, they take a side pass off with the chicken, heading toward more east at that point, and they continue on their way.
Let me know when we get another rest in so that I can get my spell slot back.
I mean, most likely you'll be resting at the end of each day.
Yeah, it is a 6 to 7 trek.
Yeah, so you'll get a long rest after that, so feel free to add that if you need it.
Yep.
Alright, Rashaz, give me another D4 roll.
I'm gonna hope I can keep avoiding encounters like this. That was pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's
You'll also get.
That's a what?
That's another 3.
Okay.
You're getting foresighted again.
Back to pandemonium once again.
Alright.
So every time we find people, are you just gonna foresight me?
Yep.
As you lot continue, after finding a nice little area, Robot digs out a small little igloo, and you
I
lot...
help by using create water to make more of an igloo shape.
Oh, that works, yeah. As you guys kind of bury yourself in the snow for the night, you kind of camp out and fall asleep, Robot not needing to sleep, being the perfect bodyguard to honestly have around. as the day comes, you awaken. You see a couple of more Arakokken who look at you for a moment, with now 3 giant chickens, and they just kind of look at you for a second, nod as they see the Rashals kind of come out of the igloo and continue walking off on their own path.
So wait, we're gonna keep avoiding combat.
Rolling 3s will be okay.
As you head through the mountain pass on day 3, finally clearing it, you can now see this giant, beautiful, open, snowy field. The aurora borealis going on in the sky, as it's still pretty much dark anytime you're out this far south. You can see clear stars over the skies. This is truly an untouched land. You don't see footprints anywhere in the snow. As you start heading into the snow, it gets deeper and deeper. It's now about 4 feet tall from the ground. So if you don't have something that lets you tread on uneven grounds, or difficult terrain rather, then just as a heads up, you are at half movement speed. Unfortunately, Rashaz is fine. Robot is also fine, and Ahmed has his fire.
I have a solution for this, actually.
I also have a solution, but let's hear yours first.
Well, how about I just become the wind?
That's
What?
a terrible idea.
You become the wind?
If I wind walk, I can't take damage from anything, and I can just fly around easily.
Okay, would you like to hear mine that's actually practical?
What's yours?
How windy is it first?
Not at all.
Okay, that's good at least.
Mine that's practical. I was just gonna have you like on your back in a shell, and I'll just drag you with rope, like a sled.
I mean, you could just go in your shell and be dragged. That is an option.
You know what? Fine, I'll do that.
Because you got that surface area.
Let's hope you can drag. Let's see, 79.5. How much do I weigh again?
I have 20 in strength. Come on.
And he's
Let me do the math real quick.
If you're not over 600 pounds, you're fine.
I mean, he is a fat turtle.
I am exactly 494 pounds, 494 and a half pounds.
I can drag you.
That's with equipment too.
Okay. So, do you go into your shell and let robots start to drag you through the snow?
I'll withdraw my arms and legs.
Okay.
And I'll make sure to lay on my back and sort of, since now I'm within my shell, I can rotate myself around and poke my head out and see out the top of my
I
shell
don't know
when
if that's how that works.
You do realize the shell is part of the turtle, right?
I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be closing. I'm pulling my head in. I was going with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle joke reference there. Come on.
I was like, I don't know if that's how that works, Cameron.
I have an
Over the
image
head
for this.
reference.
There you go.
What, the skeleton of a turtle? Because,
Why won't it? Oh, what the fuck? Can I not?
I got super concerned, Cameron. I really did.
No. I'm just gonna pull my head in most of the way though, and be peeking out. World be upside down, but I can rotate my head a bit to right the view a bit.
I had that picture ready, by the way.
I knew it. That's exactly what I thought it was gonna be.
That sounds like
like okay, Cameron, whatever you say.
Yeah.
Granted, turtles aren't exactly like turtles, but
No, but in this, as far as the anatomy goes, yeah, in
the
general.
bone structure, yeah, I'm still supporting it with my bone, this shell with my bone structure. I understand that.
So as you kind of, as you pull your arms and feet in, I will mention, interesting thing about turtles, their tails are the ends of their spine. Don't play with a turtle's tail. That's really fucked up.
Without permission.
Shut up.
God damn it.
I
Cameron.
don't know how kinky Ahmed is.
This is supposed to be a Christmas-styled adventure, and you're wanting to make turtle sex jokes.
Doesn't like people in general. I don't want to hear that you're horny.
Hold on. I'll make this wholesome. So Simeon fires a fire. I'm assuming he's very warm, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I would like, since he pulled anyway, he's in his shell, I'd like to snuggle on top of his shell.
There we go.
Thank you.
From the kinky turtle with the very innocent kitten on top of him.
This is satisfied Ahmed. He needed wholesomeness.
He's a dwarf cat. He is at full size, and no one will judge him for it.
I'm pretty sure, Chasten is like the ghost of Christmas past. I'm the ghost of Christmas present, and freaking Cameron's the ghost of like Christmas future.
Oh,
That's what this is.
Yeah, I forgot to ask. I was curious. Am I the only fellas at level 20? Because I know they're not very strong in a whole.
There were a couple. Most are dead now due to the dragon attacks.
So I'm like the only, if not one of the only, probably 3 level 20.
Dibus was, but there's a story behind that, and so is Dibus Jr.
I know.
Anyways, so yeah, as you arrive, kind of as Robot starts to trudge through the snow, pulling you like a sled, continuing on your journey, about another couple days worth of walking, you managed to avoid, all the combat I had for you planned. Eventually,
I
you
was
come
ready to torch people, but
to the giant fortress of this strange darker iron. It's not dark enough to be dark iron, as it's not absorbing the light, but it seems to be darker than traditional iron. And you see it's mixed in with these like purple gemstone rings that seem to kind of meld into the this darkened iron. And then you still see the Mesna kind of circling above it, now in a ring instead of in a bubble format. Around the outside of it, you see this giant abandoned town that looks like almost the size of what you'd expect of like a traditional city at one point. Many of the buildings being made of either a whitened stone or a blackened stone, depending on what the building was used for. Many of the what looks to be the housing area was made of blackened stone, in the assumption to absorb heat into the walls. And as you kind of look around this town for a moment, everything's kind of quiet and still. All right, give me another D4, Rashaz.
And we avoid
chickens.
Three.
4.
Damn it.
Aw.
I will confirm this wasn't on the same encounter counter, so you were
Okay.
dealing with any different...
Look, guys, even if we get encounter now, I avoided encounters for 2 days. That's gotta count for something.
For 6 days, actually, in your travels.
Yeah, 6 days I avoided combat. I did pretty well.
Alright.
We're doing pretty alright.
So, as you guys head into the town, no. Team leader? Oh, god damn it. Heading into the town, what do you lot do?
No, I'm still being dragged.
Fair.
Well, you could always, get out.
Well, wait, is the snow now light enough for me to be able to move through now?
You can definitely, it's only, it's a little less than a foot thick.
I'm gonna pop out of my shell and start walking then.
Okay. Alright, as Rashaz pops off you and as you lot walk into the village, you can see the castle gates from the outskirts of the town. Many of these buildings, as you take a closer look, from the layers of dust and snow that's piled up around them, most likely haven't been used in years. Many years from what you can tell. What would you like to do?
Are there any like noticeable shops around? See if there's anything that was left behind.
Give me a perception check.
I'll assist with this, actually.
As I say, we're here to see what's up, so checking the village and everything is probably our best bet first before we head in.
16.
Okay, pretty good.
I'm gonna roll it as well to take a look around.
Okay.
I can try the +0. I'll see if I can get a good roll.
That's a 30?
Wow.
Oh my god, he sees everything.
Ahmed, suddenly a realization comes to you. A man who works at a sandwich shop controls your every doing. A man who has never accomplished anything besides that at this point. To your grandiose structure and life, this man has accomplished nothing compared to you.
Hold on. No, that was
Fuck
a history
you.
joke. Come on.
That was
Well,
history.
He
Or
is his accomplishment.
You can now see the dwarf barbarian looking for a guild. God damn it! You can now see the truth behind the universe. There's a man with a beard that just hates everyone and enjoys torturing them.
That's not fair. Shogun had to roll 112 on history to know that.
History has a higher requirement.
Way higher. Damn.
I would like to
Well,
make a point that with this new
Perceiving.
information, it changes nothing. He already knew the world sucked.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
He's like, man, this is actually a lot better than what I thought.
At least I'm not being controlled by a child.
There you go. But no, as you look around, you don't see any shops. However, you do notice two things, in fact. One, that there's a group of giant frog-like creatures. I'll send the picture to the Discord.
You know what?
Heading your way.
Oh, death slots.
As well as, and let me, another group that you actually don't notice, or you see, but they don't seem to have noticed you. Yes?
Justin, we fought Deslod before, right? In Wolf's campaign?
We fought a red slod, which is a much lesser version of the death slod.
That is much weaker. How many of the death slots are coming towards
So
us
you can
exactly?
see currently 4 of them with your perception, and you also see a Death Knight and 2 Bone Claws walking off in the distance that haven't noticed you yet.
I want to do. I'm going to touch because Hakan got really good. He knows everything's going on. I'm going to touch Hakan in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And use my
Alchemad.
Arcanum to give him true seeing.
Okay.
So I want him to see everything because he's apparently very perceptive.
So true seeing, let's see, invisibility and anybody trying to hide, I believe.
It's just true sight. He sees secret doors hidden by magic, invisibility, the ethereal plane as a whole.
Okay, so you see no secret doors, you see no invisibility, and these are the only 2 groups that seem to be walking about the village.
Oh, I'm gonna look at the 2 and be like, well, we got slots over there coming at us, and Death Knight and Bone things over there.
Pretty sure the Death Knight is so much worse than a few slots.
There's 4 of them, and from what I remember, death sloods are not fun. So if we're gonna take them out, we're gonna want to do it without attracting that one's attention. I point it towards the direction of the Death Knight.
Because me swinging violently is gonna not attract him.
No, why would it?
You never know.
At that, I'm just gonna look around, and I have an idea.
I just want to put out there, Hunter, I'm pretty sure Death Knights are intelligent, unlike slots, so I can actually speak to it. I can't really talk to the Death Slots.
True.
Actually, death slots aren't unintelligent.
But
No,
they don't...
Slots always usually have on average between 10 to 15 intelligence.
Yeah, but can they speak?
Yeah, they do have languages.
Oh, surprising.
The death slots are as smarter than I am. I want to put that out there.
I just want to check the death slot.
I believe slots have
they have 15
their own
on
language,
average.
and then they also can do speak in telepathy. So
Yep. So, do you want to try dealing with them or the Death Knight? Your choice. I don't care which. And if we're gonna fight, let me know. I can sort of try and block off ways for the others to get to us.
I think
How
I'd rather
fast?
go Bloods to
How
normal.
fast would a wall of water freeze in this temperature?
almost immediately at this point. Yeah, as you've gone further and further south, it's now it's 100 degrees or negative 100 degrees in the day.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's absolutely freezing, as you can hear as the winds further back. You can still hear them as they smacked against the mountains. It's pretty bad. So are you going? Now that you've seen this and you can see the slots have definitely caught onto you lot, what would you like to do? You get 1 round before combat.
I'm letting him take the lead on this. I'm getting back behind them though, because if we do fight, I need to be behind them to be effective.
First of all, you said you give me foresight every day, so I'm assuming I have foresight.
Correct, you do.
Okay.
Robot has to take the lead because I'm also a ranged fighter, so he has to be. I'll try to talk to them, but he has to be important to me because if they attack me first, it's not going to go.
Okay, no problem. As far as that goes, Robot.
Great.
Okay, so as they continue coming closer, getting up almost right, getting within about 30 feet of Robot, they want the leader of the pack being a little bit larger than the others, not by much, kind of looks over at you lot, and waits. They seem to pause.
I'll kind of give a little wave and kind of, because you said they speak telepathy.
Yep, they do.
And I'll try to let them know that I'm the one that's ready to talk to them.
Like point to your head or something, like tap your noggin.
Yeah, what are you doing exactly?
I don't know how to portray with telepathy. Speak with me telepathy.
Pantomime it.
I mean, if you have the spell telepathy.
I don't have the spell telepathy.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, technically, if I would have had it if my thing was gem.
Well, yeah, it is. So still,
Yeah.
I'll just give him a little wave at first and see if he does anything.
the slots kind of, you see each of them kind of turn, use their shape change to turn into what looks to be Eric Cochran. And they kind of look at you first, and the bigger one seems to be more looking like an owl. You've never seen this race before, but you can all give me a history check if you want to see if you know what this is.
Sure.
History sucks, but it's worth a shot. I got
13.
That's only an 11.
Yeah, none of you know what this is.
I mean, it looks like an owl.
I've been alive long enough.
Yeah,
Would I get an
nope.
advantage from that?
No, you would not know. You have not been alive long enough, thank you, actually, for this one.
I'd like to say, hello there, how can we help you? Kind of more curious than anything.
The biggest one, you suddenly hear a very shrieky voice in your head, Rashaz, and it goes, "What are you doing here?"
Researching?
Huh. And immediately it kind of starts charging at you.
Oh, that's kind of rude.
Alright, roll initiative. It's not letting you get away.
I mean, that was the truth, and he's just kind of being rude about it.
Yep.
That is another natural 20, 21.
23!
Alright.
Did you get another natural 20, Justin?
No,
Wow. Ahmed, I feel bad. But the good...
moving slow today.
Yep, it's that snow, man. You know, turtles just don't like snow. It's just no.
Turtles are slow in general. What do you mean?
Achman's not happy with the snow.
That's fair. I mean, first an ice dragon, now a fucking, you know, snowy in the snow.
No, a dragon resistant to my fire.
Yeah.
I want you to keep in mind,
Now this
Ahmed,
shit.
fire itself is definitely hotter than whatever air temperature it is around you.
Rashaz, you are up.
Explosions.
What would you like to do?
And remember, you have advantage on everything, basically.
I do have advantage on everything. So, how do I want to do this?
And everything has disadvantage against you.
Yeah, so let's start off with, let's see. You know what? DM, what about Void Door would not be written on here? Like any downsides I need to be aware of? Because I would assume I've used it before.
Yeah. So let me grab that real quick.
I know you'd mentioned downsides for some of the spells.
Oh, almost all the void spells have downsides.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, this one, so, a void door, this says can range, this spell can suck all those with, you can get sucked in, that's basically the bad side of it.
But only if I'm within 5 feet.
Yes.
And it's more than 5 feet from me.
Yeah, they're currently about 30 feet away from you.
Awesome. I need a dex save at disadvantage from the leader that's charging.
Okay. Leader, here he is. Dex save, he does not get any bonuses, so...
It's disadvantage.
I don't think you're gonna have to worry about the disadvantage. Wow, you didn't have to worry about the disadvantage. He got a 1.
He is immediately sucked into this door. He can try to escape on his turn.
Oh, wow. Ouch. Yeah, okay.
He's not just anywhere. He's in the fucking void of nothing.
He is.
Which means he's taking damage, correct?
He will be.
No. If he fails to escape next turn, he's going to start slowly going mad if he fails wisdom saves. And he's going to be stuck. Because on my next turn, it closes, and he'll be trapped in there forever.
Yeah, Kelthin's not the biggest fan of people coming into his domain. Okay.
He knows I do this. I do this regularly. He understands.
Rashaz, you've used your 1 action. What else would you like to do? You move or use a second action?
I'm open. Well, I can't because this is concentration.
Yeah.
So I can't do
So you
much.
can use non-concentration based spells.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast at another one.
Okay.
So I have advantage, so I'm going to do what Hunter does and roll, which is 2d20s in groups.
Oh, okay.
Woo! Yeah.
That's a 20.
That hits.
Because I draw 4 of these.
No problem.
That's a 19.
That hits.
Awesome. That's 22.
That hits.
And this is just on...
Now for the sudden crit.
No crit. Close to a crit, but no crit. That's 30.
Yeah, that hits.
So this is whichever one's close to me that's not...
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, let me roll damage 4 times. Actually, you know what? I rolled 1. Let me just roll 3 d10s and then just add 15 to it. Boop. Wow, that die is spinning like... Look at it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Plus 15, got it.
That's
As
43.
you watch as Rashaz opens up this grand gateway right behind the biggest of the Death Slots, suddenly he gets pulled in as the wind seems to suck, as he's trying to run at you in his Eric Cochran form, and then just as the wind just kind of pulls him back, he disappears into the doorway, swirling away. And as a second thought process, Rashaz holds out his other hand as he starts shooting tentacled-like blasts of this blackened magic, smacking into the other one, the second slot that was following up behind, smashing the man continuously and knocking him around.
Yeah.
All right.
And that one I hit has minus 10 feet of movement.
Oh, okay. It's a good thing Robot's next. Robot, you're up.
Hey, buddy, don't get near the portal. Not good.
They are all about 15 feet away from you, Robot.
Well, what I intended to do was stay there, right where I am, and hold an action.
Okay.
So that if they do get within distance, I swing at them.
Okay. Not a problem. Then
How
that.
far are the others from the portal? Like the other enemies?
They were a little bit back from the first one, as he got the advantage on the first charge off.
Until my turn, anyone that gets near is going to get sucked in.
Yes. The Death Slot that you had shot at is now in a blind rage, gets ready to charge. And I'm actually going to roll his Arcana to see if he can sense what this thing is.
This portal of pure blackness.
He catches on that there's something up with this thing, and he kind of gives it a wide berth, taking an extra 10 feet. But because of this, he puts himself at 10 feet of Robot's distance. He can't get close enough to hit Robot. Since you lot are all within 10 feet of each other, he is going to stop, sit there, stare at Robot, smile, and cast Fireball. So I need a dex save from everyone but Ahmed.
Me.
The irony that Ahmed is the one who is fire resistant.
I know, right?
Flame retardant
that is
for a reason.
mother trucking 6.
Robot fails and Rashaz succeeds, so you only take half damage. So this is 8d6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Seeing this, Ahmed's gonna smile and be like, "Oh, warming up, are we?"
That is 35 points of fire damage to Robot, and half of that is
17.
Yeah, 17 to Rashaz. And since he took his movement, he can't do anything else. The next Death Slot is also going to roll Arcana to see if he can figure.
Realize what's going on.
He has no idea, and he runs right past it and gets sucked in and now has to make a dex save.
Advantage dex saves, I love it.
Oh, well, that disadvantage isn't going to needed. Don't worry. Oh,
Throw it into.
Did it get worse?
no, I got a 5 twice. Okay.
It has to roll a 19 to not
Well,
get sucked.
Yep.
The next turn is gonna be my turn coming up is gonna be nice for somebody.
The
On my turn, those things are gonna snap
The
shut.
alpha one is going to try and make a wisdom saving throw,
Well, he can try to escape first.
which is another dex save.
And
At
it's,
disadvantage.
well, you have a plus to dex, or does he just have a flat 20?
No, he has it's +2.
Then it's possible to escape. He has to roll a 19 or a 20. Natural.
Yeah, still at disadvantage, he got a 6.
It was worth a shot. He had to try.
Yep, and so that means, let's see, to avoid being swallowed, he does now have to make a 20, or a dex save for him, or a wisdom save.
To see if he doesn't go mad.
Which he has to roll a 20, and he does go mad. He is stacked up.
He has gone insane. Okay.
Which is not good for anybody. Alright, the last one, let's see.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't really matter, because we're never going to see him again here in a second.
Alright, well, the last Death Slug gets a 16, and luckily understands this, stops completely at the 20 feet from you lot.
Just watched his alpha and friend get sucked in.
Yeah, this one's going to, seeing you lot and being smarter on what's going on, is immediately, I'm just checking something.
Seeing him stop, can I just say, run, we won't stop you?
You can, but he does not care.
Question.
Yes.
Does telepathy work with Warforged technically?
Yes.
Yes.
I was just double checking because I didn't know that.
Warforged aren't immune to psionic or psychic damage, so because you still have a brain.
However,
Okay.
I am. They cannot speak. Actually, earlier they can't speak telepathy because I have an ability for that. I believe.
Yeah. The last one is going to do similar to its other friend. Is going to also cast Fireball at the party. Again, needing a dex save.
I completely forgot I have telepathy with clear because I have awakened mind.
Oh, I will ask,
God.
Rashaz, do you have Warcaster as a feat?
No, but if
Okay.
I fail, it's gonna snap shut. So
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna make you roll it this time, though. So yeah, give me dex saving throws, please.
Ahmed's just sitting there getting toasty. He's like,
Yeah.
nice.
Does a
Fucking
16 make it?
Both you succeed, so you take half. Give me a minute.
Oh, just wait. This is gonna get worse.
So that's 28, half is 14. As another fireball erupts around you lot, please, Rashaz, go ahead and give me a,
Con save.
Yeah, con save.
What's the DC prior so that I'm seeing possible?
18 currently. Half the damage over 10.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to fail because I want to watch it snap shut.
Actually, be for the best if it does.
Well, I don't
Yep. As the spell drops and closes the door.
They're gone forever.
Yep.
I mean, you could technically just just stop concentrating, couldn't you?
No, I believe
No.
you have to.
You have to keep going, yeah, until you're... Yep.
It gives them an escape chance. But if someone forces me to shut it, yeah, it's going to shut immediately.
It doesn't shut, it's basically the spell dispels, but because he already
So
fell
what?
in, he's stuck.
If I do like an unarmed attack on you, like slap you in the face.
Yeah, theoretically he could fail.
Yeah, I can choose to fail and you can just let it shut.
That Death Slug having cast its fireball, that is the end of its turn, and Ahmed, you are up.
Oh, these guys decided to use a fire, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Give them taste of their own medicine.
They're
Yeah,
about to
work.
feel a scorching ray. Let's
Okay.
see, how many does this make?
To be fair,
Originally, this makes 3.
Cameron is going in another
Is
portal.
it's just rays, right? It's not a cone effect?
Correct, but
Okay.
I am going to be making them 8 of these, 4 towards each of them.
Okay. Well, there's 3 of them still standing.
One
Oh.
hasn't gone yet.
No. All 3 went, or all 4 went, it's just there's 3 of them standing.
I thought 2 got sucked into the portal.
Oh yes, the other
Alpha.
one did. Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
you were right.
We
It
lost
did.
2 left.
Like 2 left.
So,
Yep. Never
I'm going to be
mind.
rolling...
I like this spell.
I don't have advantage, so I'm just going to be rolling this freaking 8 times to hit, 4 towards each of them.
Okay.
First one,
And make sure
13.
there we go. Okay, 13 to hit. That misses.
that's fine. 19,
That hits.
18,
That hits.
that's a 20 to
That
hit
hits. Yep. So all 4 hit.
for the
Or
first
all
one.
3 hits. Sorry.
3 out of 4 for the first one hit.
Yep.
That's
Well,
for the second one.
23
for the
hits.
first one. 15.
That misses.
That's a nat 1.
That.
Oh.
Thankfully, it's a spell.
Could you
Oh.
imagine?
And then the last one for that one is a 20.
Yeah. So yeah, you managed to get 2 on the second one and 3 on the first.
Okay, so d6s plus my ability with this is every time I deal fire damage, I get an extra d8.
Okay.
Yeah, so roll
And
damage.
it's bomb, so That's 66 for the first one plus 3d8.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the damage for the first one.
Not as satisfying as
Not as satisfying.
three of the bolts go flying at, shooting him, smacking him backwards. He seems bothered by it, but not nearly as bad as you were expecting, as he kind of shrugs off the fire bolts.
And then for the second one that I was aiming at,
Okay.
24. 24 is good for 2. It's really
Yeah.
impressive.
Again, as 2 of them hit, they kind of shrug it off, as if kind of not bothered.
bonus action spell.
Okay.
Suddenly, around our dear main fighter here, a platinum shield wraps around him, glinting in the sunlight. Fizzbane's platinum shield. He now has half cover even to melee attacks.
Oh, okay.
He has resistance to to acid, cold, fire, lightning, and poison damage.
That's awesome. I'm already like, I already
And
have
he has
resist-
evasion.
Which spell's this?
So dex saving throws means that he takes no. If he succeeds, he takes none. No damage. If he fails, he takes half.
Oh,
It's a really good ability.
Which
that's actually really good.
which ability is this?
This is Fizzbane's Platinum Shield. I get it from the Dragon Touched Focused Wakened.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
The item he's carrying, yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty.
There
That's
it is.
sick.
That's a really cool spell.
All right, there you go. I'm just gonna put that in the chat so that way it's easier in case we need to reference it, because that's a lot going on for one spell.
That's a lot of...
All right.
After that, I'm still within touch distance of these two dorks, correct?
Yes. That's why you guys keep getting
Perfect.
fireballed.
Perfect. I'm gonna tap both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mass Cure Wounds.
Okay.
So, we're gonna...
Do you, Rashaz or Robot, do you resist?
No.
Had to ask.
So, you guys get this.
24
Each
HP.
plus a d8 because of my enhanced bond.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
So 32 back.
Nice.
You'll be... No, I'm back at full health.
God damn it.
I've never been touched.
All right, is that the end of your turn, Ahmed? God damn it.
End of my turn, yes, but my little wildfire spirit is going to throw fire at the one that I hit the least. So
Okay.
plus 10 to this attack.
Okay.
The one that got hit by 2.
So 19 to hit it. That's
19
a D6
hits.
plus 6.
Yep. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 damage.
As your little spirit shoots a little firebolt at it, Nessad kind of looks more annoyed than bothered by the situation. All right, though.
Toasty.
Okay. All right. At the end of your turn, Rashaz, we are back up to you. There's 2 death slots left.
The one he hit mid... How far away is it?
About 30 feet still. They didn't move any.
And they're on the opposite sides of us, right?
Yeah.
They're not- Cool. The one that he hit the least, make a dex save at disadvantage, please.
Okay.
It's his turn.
Fucking foresight.
It's your turn. This dude, Void Door Foresight is hilarious.
Okay, a 10?
No.
All right.
He
As
is now gripping
he's...
his eyes, I'm assuming, of this portal.
Yep, as he grabs on, holding on for dear life, trying to stand, or trying to hold himself from getting sucked into the portal. All right. Interesting. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Rashaz?
Yeah, I'll just press the other one.
Okay.
Back to my 2d20s.
God damn it. Robot doesn't even have to do anything this time. He's just sitting in the back enjoying the show.
Finally, like a robot, Robot did a lot last time, He's finally taking a
First
He's
one hits.
finally showing how good he can be.
That's a 24.
That hits.
That's a 27.
That hits.
I mean, if Robot goes too far away from his casters, they might get hurt.
Yeah, there you go. That hits.
Awesome.
By the way, that shield will stick to you.
14 plus 20, that's 34.
Okay. The Slod looks in pain as you shoot him full of tentacles.
Minus, well, they're spears, because it's a thing I took.
Oh, okay.
I
As you
have a
shoot...
3 They're
They're
shaped like
tentacle spears.
As you shoot him full of spears, they kind of just one after another smacking the bite, leaving an impact as the flesh kind of reverberates as it hits. The Slod looks a little worried.
Yeah, minus 10 movement. Well, he's the only one left because the other's gripping for dear life on a portal.
No, that's fair.
I said.
Chosen peace.
You know what? I'm gonna use telepathy. I said leave. We won't chase.
All right, Rashaz, do you do anything else?
No.
Okay. Robot, are you still holding your action?
No,
Just
I
go-
will not.
Go kick its ass.
I'm going to walk up to the one that just got pummeled by spears.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I'm going to swing.
Okay, go ahead and try to hit it.
Here he goes, the double d20s at a time again.
That's a d20. I got a natural 20.
Okay,
God.
roll to confirm.
But it's a Vorpal sword.
Oh.
That's the thing.
That's right.
He flops his head off.
As you turn to go and slice, you immediately cut the creature's head off as you just kind of turn around, and the head goes flying off into the air, and the body drops.
I told you this sword was awesome.
The first.
Especially with your build. Anything
Okay.
with Vorpal when a master sword.
Do you go closer to the? Do you go closer
No,
to the
I'm
one in
not
the portal?
going near the other one.
Okay.
Don't go near it's fine.
That
If
one
you're fine-
is going to make a dex save. Well,
it's a 20 DC. He's out.
yeah, as he falls into it, let's do a wisdom save.
If it's just a d20, he literally can't succeed.
Yeah, he got a 15 and did not succeed. He is going mad slowly. As he falls into the void. Ahmed, you're up.
I'm gonna slap the boy.
You're gonna slap Rashaz?
Yep.
Okay.
The portal's gone because his turn's over and my turn's gonna pass next turn. It's basically gonna be gone.
I'm slapping you to make it close
Ow.
faster.
What the fuck?
That's not necessary.
So,
DC 10
whatever.
con save.
Well, don't
A
you still
DC
have
10
to, like...
con save? Okay,
I deal
Rashaz.
no damage.
Rashaz, roll your con
he
save.
does no damage. I choose to fail.
Alright, as the portal shuts, the Death Slod ends up in the fucking womb of Calthun.
He is gibbering mad until he starves to death in there.
Jesus.
Which can
Okay.
take forever.
God.
That's not
As you
a lot
watch-
of staying power.
As the two or three of the Death Slods disappear to the door, and the fourth is decapitated. You stand in the snow with one corpse just lying there.
You two just watched this. What you thought was a cute little cat just dragged 3 people into basically their version of hell and just left them to nothing.
Yeah, that's all right.
How do
I'm
you
cool
feel?
with that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can I give you a little? Can I give you a little head pat? Good job, buddy.
Absolutely. I love pets. I love little pets.
Good job, buddy.
I give you a
Awesome.
pat after I smack you. Good job. Didn't want a chance of him getting out though.
These are my new friends. We're gonna be great friends.
the DM isn't totally adding an extra couple monsters real quick to the final encounter.
What
As-
is this? No, you wouldn't.
As he realizes how bad and OP the party is. I just need a combat round to last more than 2 rounds of fighting. Gonna be honest. Okay. As you lot manage to do this, please give me a D4 roll, Rashaz.
Yeah.
Is this to see if the Death Knights come on over?
Is it the Death Knight's turn? Let's see. A 1.
Okay.
What's a 1 at us?
As you lot start kind of walking through the town, do you explore any of the buildings, or are you just going straight to the castle?
Gently poking heads in to look.
Yeah,
I think.
we're only gently because the castle's the marshal, but we're seeing if anything's kind of weird is going on at the town hall.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, this is of course an investigation.
yeah, give me some investigation rolls, for each of you.
Okay.
Nat 20, 25.
Jesus.
7.
Okay.
Robot got his RGB lights eyes just looking out.
And he sees nothing but white
Donnie-
everywhere.
got that
24.
ray tracing vision.
Rashad's
All right.
24.
As Robot activates his black light and sees all of the white everywhere.
Oh god, it was an orgy.
I don't recognize that
Christmas
shade
orgy.
of white.
It's not winter at all. None of this is snow.
It's not snow. Run.
And it was that day the party died to poison damage.
No, I'm wearing boots and I'm walking on the snow. I'm what we think is snow. I'm fine.
But this entire time, Ahmed's been melting it.
He's been dragged through it.
Like a slug, like a true slug. No,
Sometimes
so...
I like to let it drain out of me as I crawl across the floor.
Oh, God.
Yeah! My meme returned.
I almost gagged at that. Don't... Oh.
I heard that all go down.
Oh. That's bad. As you pop your head in and out... Hey, Vagran, do you still want to be part of this party?
We're a great party. What do you mean?
As you kind of poke your heads in, you come to in one of the buildings, one of the little bit bigger buildings where you see, looks like more like a town hall. You see a giant painting, and as you all kind of follow in, looking around, you come to this, what looks to be once been a great, or well-decorated, entrance. Massive white oak desk with a little bell on it that's well rusted. Some what looks to be once used to be papers, long either eaten away by mites or disappeared from the winds. The building has holes in it everywhere as the roof has slightly started to cave in. The upstairs, as there's two stairways on the sides of the building, going up, you can see looks to have been eventually going into what was a pseudo jail. All the bars rusted away, long gone. But you notice this giant painting on the wall that hasn't deteriorated, and you realize that it has magic that's keeping it fully restored. I won't make you roll Arcana for this. It's pretty clear to see that this thing has to be magically enchanted. And on it, it kind of depicts, or it starts to depict a group of Eric Cochrans sitting in a giant mountain stronghold. This where it has like a singular room, and these Eric Cochrans sitting in what looks to be a circle. And above their heads seem to be conglomerating these white lines towards what looks to be like a thought bubble. Or a vision cloud, if you will. And you see the old High King, the dwarven High King, Stone the Corrupt himself, with devil horns, slaying, or standing atop of two bloodied and beaten figures. One being this giant Goliath-looking creature. You recognize with like almost a giant's face, a long green beard. You recognize immediately as Tanaruk. And then the second one being the slimmer figure with this almost serpent-like face and a very skinny build, carrying a staff, holding a staff, being Calthun. And above them stands the old High King with his horns and his mace, both dripping from blood.
Well, this I do not agree with. This is not okay.
Behind you, as you turn, you see a second painting. That, again, similar to the first, having magically restored itself. You find an image of an Eric Cochran trying to warn some sort of elven-looking woman that holds a clock in her hand. And she, and all you see in the little, what looks to be some sort of kind of like vision bubble again, is the old High King sitting upon the throne, or Alenta's throne. And that's pretty much all you managed to see overall. What would you like to do?
This was a tribe of seers.
So, being the closest thing to a head priest Calthun has, I would assume that when I pray, he'll at least look for a second.
Yeah, he's more likely to answer you, yeah.
I'd like to at least make sure that he knows about this supposed prophecy.
So what do you say in your prayer?
Some weird shit.
Hey,
No,
bro, I need
but-
you to see this real quick. It's kind of freaking weird.
I'll pray, Lord Calthun, I went to investigate the South Pole, like I said, and found a supposed prophecy about you being slain. I wanted to make sure you knew about this so you could prepare somewhat.
For a moment, things nothing happens, Rashaz, as you or as you kind of stand there in prayer. And then a vision comes to you for a moment. For the rest, for Ahmed and Robot, the room just gets insanely dark. Even with true sight or dark vision, you cannot see as this magical divine darkness surrounds you. And Rashaz, as your eyes kind of open, you don't notice it. All you're seeing is the darkness as you're praying, as you've closed your eyes to make your prayer and tell this to your God. The other two see as these two bright purple eyes suddenly open up in the center of the room and look on to the picture. And look at both, and then turns to look at the second, and then it kind of goes back to this darkness. And the darkness starts to slowly fade as Rashaz, you feel your prayer is understood and heard.
Okay, I've done my job. Just had to be sure they were aware. That is all.
All right. What else would you like?
Bachman's gonna look at Robot and be like, "That was weird, right?"
I didn't tell you to, did I? I'm the head priest of Calhoun. Nice to make your acquaintance.
I didn't realize that on the entire boat ride over where you were trying to convert me.
Well, I mean, you know I was a follower.
There is heavy sarcasm in Ahmed's voice.
I will say, as you are looking around the room, you do see a few skeletons that have definitely been here for a few ages.
Yeah.
We couldn't camp out here for a bit.
Yeah, I'm assuming any items they had are long.
Oh, long gone, yeah. More, if you have Speak with Dead, they would be a source of information.
Actually, I have something better.
Oh?
Well, I mean,
shit, he's gonna reanimate the dead.
No, I'm doing something worse.
I have Speak with Dead, and you just want me to, you know...
You do that. I'm gonna check and see if this will work.
What are you... I don't want to know at this point. Rashaz?
I can absolutely cast Speak with Dead.
Okay. So as you kind of walk over, you see... Yeah. Oh? Yes, Ahmed?
It wouldn't work.
Okay.
I can't reincarnate them.
No, it's far too long.
Could have done that to the death slots, though.
Made the one that got decapitated.
The singular death slot.
Yep.
By technicality, I just need its head.
Yeah, you go back out and try and do that.
Three are alive. They're just wishing they were dead.
Turn it into an average Joe.
As you walk over Rashaz and finding this corpse, although again it's mostly the body is just nothing but bones. And even then they are starting to dissipate to dust, as you notice. The skull, thankfully, is in enough of a good condition that you think you could casting the spell will still be effective. And as you cast Speak with Dead, the skeleton kind of looks like it's trying to pop its neck, and the grotesqueness to it kind of hits you for a second.
I've done this before.
And the voice responds, "What can I tell you?"
So, they only know from what the spell says. There's no life in them.
Mm-hmm.
They can't comprehend any new information.
Yes.
They're basically just as they were when they died.
Mm-hmm.
They have all the information. So, I guess I'll start with... So, who are you, and what happened to you?
He pauses for a second, and as if it's remembering something, says, "I do not know my own name, as we were not named at the time. I am one of the last of the Vatri. You may know us in your world as Eric Cochran, young fellas."
It's been a long time since I've seen an Arakakra. Well, long time in the world.
It stops, and then it speaks again and goes, "I am one of the last survivors of the Great Crusades from the Rakshasas invasions, where they wiped my people from the planet. In order to continue living, our leader, Lord of Akraka, a a noble member of our ranks opened up the portals to this world once more, and we returned to the southern Arctic in safety. We built this city, once known as the City of Slumber, now only known as the Eternal Spell, the Eternum Carmen, if you will. The spell was told to us that it would keep us and rebuild our empire, and protect us from the demon or the devil that had claimed his throne.
Stone.
Don't ever say his name. You know he responds.
He does respond on occasion. Right now, he's very busy.
He's too busy right now. All the rumors.
Yeah, but he still finds time sometimes. I'd rather not deal with that. So what should I know about any risks of the castle that I'm assuming has always been here if your people are gone?
My people are not gone. The one who lords over us still lives on in the castle. He still controls forces well beyond what you can expect.
Is he prone to being a dick is the next question.
Wow, shit, dude.
I'd like to know if he'll at least speak. We're not here to cause trouble of any kind.
He is the last of our kind. He seeks nothing but to rebuild our glory and bring our people back. What little there are.
Excellent.
Yo, he's on a Vasul journey.
But way worse, because Vasul had other locks to on it.
It's true.
He's doing the Vasul journey on hard mode.
And that being all I need to do, I will end the spell.
The skeleton, you notice, as it stops moving, the skeleton itself turns to dust and dissipates from the movement.
Yeah.
Alright. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I'm gonna use Mold Earth to try and patch this area up for us to rest in, because
Okay.
I can't, at least for a little while, because...
Now, if we're fighting something powerful in there and it wants to fight, we should be at our best.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you mold earth to kind of patch up the holes the best you can, are you going to also block the doorway?
I actually will.
Okay.
I'm gonna be using water. I'm gonna be using water wall, so it instantly makes an ice wall there,
Okay.
preventing the door from being opened.
As you cast, for a second, Ahmed, you feel your magic feels a little bit strange, and you lose 2 spell slots. At casting this spell, but the spell goes off comfortably. As you are now sealed in this rather large building. I mean, this is a 2-story, 100-foot building with many rooms that have long been abandoned, and very few bodies are found. Are you taking a long rest here, I take it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I set up my brazier and light it up so that it's at least a little warmer in one of the smaller rooms.
Okay.
For everybody.
I'm scared.
Alright. You're scared. Robot's scared. Motherfucker, you one-on-one a fucking great worm. What are you afraid of?
Accidental 400 damage.
That's fair.
You two see as Rashad as being like a third the size of his bedroll, kind of just climbs in and curls up inside of it. You can't see him anymore.
The cold not bothering me, not bothering Ahmed. He just sort of sets up the brazier more for your comfort, more for Raksha's comfort and Rashad's comfort and
Okay.
robot's
I would-
comfort.
Well, I don't. Dude,
He doesn't feel.
I can withstand up to a negative 100 degrees
No.
right now.
I mean, so can I, but that doesn't mean it's comfortable.
Well,
True.
yeah, but I mean, I'm also resistant to cold and extreme cold.
Well-
I think from even the boots itself.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's comfortable. Just 'cause
Yeah.
you resist.
All right, but nonetheless, it feels nice.
He's like the high school kid who goes out in the fucking snowstorm in shorts because it's not that cold out, goddammit.
And Michigan,
of course,
you have no idea how often that happens.
No, that's just common in high schools. Okay.
I'm gonna sit facing towards the entrance.
Okay.
Because even though I will be inactive, I'm still, conscious
Mm-hmm.
and can see just in case something does happen in the night.
Okay. So as the party
And
gets...
as I rest,
Yes?
I will be doing one other thing. I'm gonna try and feel out the nature of this place to see if it's been changed to do anything weird.
How are you feeling out the nature?
Just nature roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me a nature roll.
That's an 11. God damn.
So you do notice that there is definitely something about the environment that's different than what the natural order should be. I mean, there's no wind here, and you notice all the wind stopped once you left the mountain range, like almost immediately, which seemed off. It seems off to you, but outside of that, with your roll, you don't get much else.
I'll try again after a nice nap.
Okay, Rashaz?
A single question. So I have a spell that I completely forgot I had.
Uh-huh.
And I know I'm going to use it at some point, so I want to make sure for you. So I have Summon Greater Demon.
Yes.
And I want to make sure, is it like, can I have it like, since I've done this for 20 years, can it be the same demon that I've summoned before just over and over and over? And he just knows me at this point?
Yeah, theoretically.
He's just annoyed.
No, we have a thing going. He scratches my back, I scratch his.
Yeah, any demon other than a Frisian would be fine.
Okay. Well, it has to be CR5 and below.
Oh, then yeah, definitely. Then that's fine.
In this case, 6 and below, because it auto-casts at 5th level.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I'll go find a demon of that rank and all.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
So as the night goes through, Robot, you hear for a moment or two as something kind of scrapes coldly against the ice wall. Not very hard, but just enough that it kind of catches your attention. And as you go on alert, kind of watching, it seems to dissipate as it leaves after a while. And then again, right before everyone else wakes up, at the very beginning of the morning, or the next day of what you expect, you hear it again, and Robot, you hear a little voice go, "I see you." And then it goes silent as it seems to go away again.
When everyone's awake, I'm gonna relay this information about what happened during the night.
Well, there's only one person up here that would talk to us, so I think we know who that is.
Probably
The
the lord of that castle.
Yeah, who we're about to go into.
We
Should
got
we
to
bring a
fight
gift?
Bowser, but our princess is gonna be in another castle. I can feel it.
That was corny.
Our princess is nothing, because we're here for research.
That was so corny.
It was.
But what were you saying, Ahmed?
Well, before we leave, I'm gonna try again to feel out nature and see if I can tell more at this point.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll.
And my little fire elemental is gonna help, given its portion of nature as well, since it costs my wild shape to make normally.
Okay.
So that'll give advantage on that. Thank God. Yeah, 12. Great. Fuck you, dice.
So the wind thing still definitely catches your attention. You also notice that there's been no birds, and you know there are quite a few known birds of the southern and northern poles that tend to migrate here for the cold weather to do nesting and to protect themselves against predators, because most of their natural predators don't like the cold. And there have been none in this area. And in fact, it's been dead silent of any animals.
Yeah, you would think a lot of these birds would have taken up residence inside a lot of these buildings.
I'll share this information and be like, we need to be more careful. I'll keep trying to read nature, but I'll not do it all at once. Nature is not book. It is good novel.
Okay, what's your intelligence, my guy?
He's an old turtle. He doesn't speak to people very often.
All right.
I normally communicate in grunts
he's-
and just
he's
sounds.
smart. He just doesn't. He isn't charismatic.
Because I was just making sure, because like
No.
Louisiana swamp.
Hold on. Flaws. Let's see here. Personality traits. I've been isolated for so long I rarely speak, preferring gestures and the occasional grunt.
Yeah, that's an actual thing you can get.
Yeah, I played.
All right, because like I'm trying. Okay, that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm almost
Granted,
thinking
hanging around
about.
robot has made him more open to talking, but he still doesn't care for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just thinking about the assistant coach from Waterboy.
Meanwhile,
yeah.
if I do believe Russia has telepathy.
Rashaz has telepathy.
I have a 30-foot telepathy. Yes. It's only.
If you ever attempt to read Ahmed's mind, let me know, because I will let you know what you hear.
I can't read minds. I can speak in your mind.
Yeah. He has telepathy, not
mind reading.
Yeah, there is a bit of a difference. You're thinking of
All I can do is project my voice in yours and hear your thought back. That you're.
Yeah, there's a very specific spell that lets you
sorry.
read someone's mind. I can't remember what the spell was off the top of my head.
Well, anyways, back into track.
Detect thoughts.
Thank you. So as the ice wall dissipates, as you look outside, you can definitely see the footprints of what looks to be a 3-pronged foot, with a back prong to it, on the outside in the snow. You also now see that the walls look to be manned by Eric Cochran, as well as some sort of blue. You can't really tell from this distance. I mean, you're about, let's say, 100 feet from the walls, and the walls are roughly about 60 feet up. You see a blue dot, though, that definitely does stick out as another figure, like bright blue.
I wonder what would happen if I went like, "Hey, pretty bird."
You would legitimately insult an entire race.
Yeah.
You've alerted the horde.
I'm gonna make sure this kind of demon exists in the world. I picked a Vrock.
A Vrock? Let me check.
They're like a large raven-like demon. They are.
Let me find it just to make sure.
Yeah.
He says Vrock.
It's Vrock. V-R-O-C-K.
Oh, yeah, these exist. In fact, Zilpip used one of them to ferry someone away at one point.
Awesome. This is my little buddy that we have an agreement with that I scratch his back. So I'm assuming since I'm doing favors in return, he's not going to make saves to go against my
No.
ask.
Not at this point.
Okay.
Not until you ask too much of him.
Until I ask too much.
And yeah, the only reason he would is if you actually did something that would cause his death. Then he will resist you. Like if you tell him to charge in headlessly when without thinking with 1 HP, he will try and resist.
No, he's more my escape route because I went with a flying creature with cold resistance.
I'm just letting you know that's what kind of resistance would come.
No, I would know that at this point. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so as you summon, or as you now have your summon that you can do when you need to, what would you like to do? You still have a town you can try and investigate more in, or you could head to the walls where you can see clearly they're manned now.
I don't think there's much else to see in the town. So.
I doubt we'll get much more information of any of the skulls.
Alright, how are we making our way in? What's the game plan?
We have two options. One, we can become one with the wind, but I doubt that's going to work out well here.
I mean, I have a similar spell, but I can only do it on myself. And go ethereal.
Other than that, let me think about what rituals I have.
Yeah, most of my spells affect people directly, so I don't really have a lot of options here. Like, I have invisibility.
I can swing.
I can swing a sword!
And that's all that matters, robot. That's your job.
I can swing a sword.
Well,
I can grow big.
I might be able to get
redirect
a better
attacks to other
information
people.
about the nature of the place.
And how
But
do you
that's... Well, I'm gonna smile at him and go, I have one ritual to do that, I just forgot about it till now. Druids know all their spells, they just have certain ones prepared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like wizard.
If all spells, I'll smash down the door.
I mean, the
Alright,
gates
yeah.
are open. The walls
Yeah,
are
the
just...
gates seem open, so we'll be fine. It's just...
Alright, what's your ritual? Go ahead. We'll do that before we walk in.
Okay, I'm gonna use... I'm a ritual cast Commune with Nature.
Oh.
So it doesn't use a spell slot. I briefly become one with nature and gain knowledge of the surrounding territory.
Is there any nature here to commune with?
Technically, even the snow is considered nature.
The spell gives me knowledge of everything within all the land within 3 miles. In caves, underground settings, it's limited to 300 feet, but...
It's not a boulder. It's a rock.
So you instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects as they were. So you could ask about the terrain and bodies of water, the plants, minerals, animals, or peoples, the powerful, if there are any powerful celestials, fays, fiends, elements, or undead, the influence from other planes of existence, and the buildings. So you can pick up to 3 of these to ask about.
I'm gonna first ask about any...
The building and the people, I feel, are a good call. The third one's
The
like-
people first and buildings, and then the last one will be why is there no other life here?
So prevalent peoples? None.
Yep.
You get nothing. You learn there no people are prevalent here naturally.
Interesting.
What was your second question?
These buildings and the castles.
Okay. So for the buildings, one sec. Okay. Okay, so you learn that these buildings, the stone itself for the castle and the building itself does come from the ground around you. They are of this area. The purple stone and the darkened iron that is in the castle is not from around here. You do recognize the purple stone as soulstone, but the darkened iron the commune with nature does not give you anything on that. And the buildings themselves, they are made of this snowy marble. For the white stones, the blackened stones are just marble with what looks to be like coal or soot rubbed onto them to darken them naturally.
All throughout this, he's making these types of noises. Just,
I see.
The final thing I'll ask instead of that is any creatures that are not supposed to be here, such as undead, fiends, fae. Celestials.
I'm thinking here. None of the people in the 300 within the 300 feet around, or the 3 miles around you, are naturally from here, or supposed to be here.
Oh boy. We're in a land of foreign invaders.
I mean, is it an invasion if no one lived here beforehand?
Well, then again, you gotta think about all those Arakakra or whatever they are that are standing guard. They didn't get popped off.
I just gently place my hands together and thank nature before letting it go back to its rest.
Okay.
As it seems to want peace.
Especially if there's no notable characters. That means whatever was knocking on our door isn't really...
It's not
that's
meant to
interesting.
be here. Akhman's gonna turn around, look at you both, and this is a solemn look. He doesn't look happy.
That bad, huh?
None of them should be here.
That's about what I expected.
Well, neither are we. Guess we should clear some things out and then head out on our own.
Yes, we should.
Alright, in the castle we go, I guess.
Okay.
At least the front door's open. It's like an invitation almost.
As you head closer and closer to the castle, let's see if I can find the image to make sure I have the correct one. Yeah, I was gonna say, oh, it's actually, oops, I got the wrong term. Let's see if I can find an image that's proper for this. So, as you lot head closer and closer to the castle gates, the Air Cochrane definitely look to be in typical or traditional armor. I don't have the original picture, unfortunately, saved of this person.
I do have one other question. Is it a new dawn, basically?
Yes.
Considering, okay,
It's
that means I
back.
do get the dragon
Good.
touch stuff back, but it's not giving it back to me, so I'll just make note of that.
Yeah. Okay. There is the closest thing I'm gonna find to what I'm looking for.
Oh.
As actually, I will say that the person who follows Calthoun does recognize this being.
Oh. I know who this is.
Since you do deal with demons and devils, you recognize this. This is Frodogen, a devil that was summoned and sworn originally to Zilpip himself and served as his concubine and his right hand. She is said to be almost, if not stronger than him in combat.
So I'm assuming I've never met her in person.
No, after Zilpip left this domain, which most magic casters were able to feel about a year ago, several years ago, actually. Sorry, wrong timeline.
A few years ago.
Yeah, you would have felt the fact that not only his magic disappeared, but Frodogen disappeared as well.
So she's just reappearing after a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look
We're
at
about
it.
to fight Zilpip.
No.
Oh shit.
No, Wolf shows up and is like, hey!
I'm gonna. Shaw's gonna look at her too. Don't do anything stupid. She could kill all three of us.
I want you to keep in
Fair
mind,
enough.
my intelligence is 8. I am stupid.
Robot, your prime directive right now is to not act without one of us okaying it.
Alright.
You know he's not an actual robot, right?
I know.
I'm sentient,
I'm gonna
bastard.
I'm gonna hope Cameron knows as well.
That was racist as fuck, man. Come on now.
Man.
What is
What
this
is
Old
I
tonight?
world
am.
doesn't care about your newfangled non-racist values.
Okay.
Bruh,
Where-
I'm not like freaking Amy bot, alright?
God damn
Where
it.
is Frodogen standing?
So she is on the castle walls, standing at between the two towers that guard the gate, in between the Air Cochrane.
Is she staring at us?
Yeah, she's been watching you this entire time.
I'll dip my head slightly as someone who deals with demons regularly.
She doesn't reply. She just continues to watch as you've gotten closer.
Now I just look, with demons you show at least a little respect, and maybe you have a better shot at living. That's what I know. That's what Rashaz knows.
Yep.
Maybe bowing your head's a sign of weakness and they kill you immediately.
And it depends on the demon.
Frodogen doesn't reply. She just continues to stare at your party.
Oh. Yeah, we'll continue to walk towards the open gate then.
Okay.
Robots in front.
Well, yeah, obviously. Who else would be in front of you?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be in the middle, so you guys can take up the front and the back.
Oh man.
The only thing I might
Yes.
do before we get too much closer is Hero's Feast before we go any further.
So you're just gonna sit down and have a feast because that's a 30-minute spell.
We're outside.
No, it's a 10-minute spell.
Fair.
They cast 10 minutes.
It's
takes 10 minutes to cast.
yes, it's still a 30-minute feast.
It takes an hour to consume. Never mind.
Oh,
Hold on.
No, yeah, let's invite the demon lady. Come on.
You know what? Yeah,
join
this
us.
sounds like a great time.
No.
Yes, give her advantage on all her attacks and resistances to everything.
Well, no, it doesn't give advantage on attacks. It just makes her healthier and cures all
Immune
diseases
fear.
and poisons.
And immune to fear.
And gives immune to fear and makes all wisdom saves at advantage.
No, Cameron, fear is one of my main things. I'd rather you didn't give our enemies immunity of fear. I would not like that very much.
As she just continues to watch, Robot, as you're leading the party, what are you doing when you're walking?
You know, just walking casually, just trying to take in as much as I can so I don't get surprised.
Okay.
Fly
As you look
casual.
up, you can definitely see their ballistas aimed at you. None of them are being fired yet, but they are all aimed at you with very thick iron harpoons, from what you can tell. And you can, even with your very poor arcana, you can tell they have magic. Mostly because they're glowing slightly. Iron doesn't typically do that.
Man, they got them RGB iron freaking ballista.
I pat
Mm-hmm.
Rashaz on the shoulder
Okay.
after a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You now
yeah.
have foresight. Enjoy your foresight.
Yeah, so I'll lift a hand in a show of peace. Peace, friends. We're only researchers.
They don't react. They haven't moved the ballista. But they do continue to track robot.
They're just tracking robots.
The ballistas. There's two ballistas just following robot.
I don't think they like me.
It's funny because I'm like an equal threat to you, and they just don't.
Wait,
realize.
so what was the people who
Eric
killed all
Cochran.
the Aarakocra?
Oh, the people who killed them, according to that skeleton, said the Rakshasa.
And what were the Rakshasa?
Demons.
The Rakshasa are a race in Crimea that many associate with demons. They're actually not. They're just really good magic casters.
They're also
All right.
really aggressive at times.
Oh, most times.
They're not
And they enjoy eating any race they can get their hands on.
Eating and enslaving. Yep.
I wonder why they're
most
trained on me.
What?
I wonder why the ballistas are specifically targeting me.
A big robot with a giant sword on your back.
Okay.
You can insight them. You can try and insight them to figure it out if you want.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I mean, I have a +6. We'll see if I can figure it out.
All right.
Nope, that's a 10.
So yeah, you have a big sword and you're actually a really big target. That's what
that's
you
fair.
you catch on to.
Oh look, my passive and my regular and my straight up hit the same thing.
Yeah.
16 insight. What do I pick up?
He's a big fucking robot with a sword
What
that's
they
equally
don't
as
know
big.
is that I'm very good at athletics and acrobatics.
They just see him as the greatest of dangers.
I will.
What they don't know is that the greatest danger in this party
Is
is
not-
a small little.
No,
kitten.
Frodogen's eyes are definitely darting between Achman and
No,
Rashaz.
Yeah, no, that you know, he feels.
She
He's like,
she
no.
knows what's going on.
But she hasn't attacked you outright, so... I will say this, Rashaz, given again your experience with demons and devils, you know for a fact that if they're contracted, especially higher level demons and devils not only will continue to resist you, but secondly, they will do the bare minimum of what you ask. If you do not request it and they don't like you, they will not do it. Or if it is not
So they might-
advantageous for them.
They could just be tasked to defend the castle.
Well, let's test that then.
No.
What?
I stop us all and I move us off to the side.
Okay.
Let me do first, at least.
I
Wait,
move us off to the side still first, and
Okay.
then let you do your thing.
as you walk off to the side of the road into the snow again.
I'd like to look towards Lady Frozen.
Mm-hmm. She is vanished.
Fuck. I was gonna ask to speak with Lady Frozen and see if she'd at least explain a little bit if she really doesn't like her summoner.
Well,
Yo, who wants to make an igloo in the center of this place?
the good news is, Nick, I believe all of you guys have a passive perception above 12.
Yeah.
As you notice, as she suddenly appears behind Robot.
Ah, Lady Frozen, I was gonna ask to speak. If you were willing, of course.
She just kind of tilts her head towards you, and she's wearing nothing, just as a very clear, but has like a human. Yeah, she is human, human like an organic human form, with these giant blue wings, almost draconic-like, as they have slight scales and they shimmer in the snow. And she just kind of grabs Robot's head, not really crushing or anything like that, just holding it. And she looks
Wait.
down at Rashaz and goes, "Yes."
I didn't realize you were contracted. You've been gone for so long.
She stops. She starts to slightly pet Robot's head with her middle finger. So the nail kind of scrapes against the iron.
Just let
You
her.
know, I think, does she like Warforged? I don't know.
You don't know.
That's what you picked up on.
She's flirting.
She looks at you
She
and
needs a new
goes,
toy.
demons and devils go where they're summoned."
You don't sound too happy about it. Are you alright?
She looks at you and goes, Ah, yes, one sworn to a god who is nothing more than an overgrown pansy with all that power. Oh, he would completely understand my terrifying adventurous life. Sworn
What?
to a gnome who swore genocide upon the world and enacted it.
I'll admit, well, he doesn't use it. I quite enjoy the strength he gives.
So
Is
did
there-
one that is now forgotten in the lore and far into the north. What do you wish of this castle?
We're just here because of the weird magic anomaly. We were curious.
Oh, he's planning to blow up the world with a giant magic spell.
Oh, that's
And that's why nature is pissed.
nice.
Oh boy.
If you're willing to share, what exactly are you being ordered to do right now?
Are you trying to kill him?
Don't know. Not particularly.
She's gonna roll insight.
I'm being honest. Not particularly.
That's
I
fair.
want to talk to him.
I won't mind talking to him. See,
Maybe I can convince
nature.
him, like Mark convinced
No.
a very fanatic druid.
Let me see what she gets. That is
Please tell me. I want to see this roll.
well, it was a 6.
Yeah, Rashad's kind of like tilting his head slightly, kind of just staring. Like,
What are you giving like the Puss in Boots eyes?
yeah.
She looks at you and goes, "If you try to kill him, I'll kill you without question." And she holds out what looks to be a small circular device made that's kind of greenish and has like a little iron circlet at the top of it that looks like it can be pulled out and pushed back in. And she looks at you and goes, "If you attack him, well, I'll use what my former master gave me."
I see. Now, based on what Rashad knows about demons,
Mhm.
if someone stronger than that person offers a contract, when they have a contract right now, what happens?
Theoretically, it depends. So, contract is on two fronts. You can summon contracted, or have a summon greater demon, which basically is a way of forging a contract with that specific demon without knowing its true name. Because you're not always guaranteed to get the same demon, you're just guaranteed to get the same demon of the same level or species. In the case with something like this, Frozen being a CR20 creature, you would have to know her true name to be able to get her to join your side.
Can I roll a history check?
Sure.
Because I've been around long enough. I've definitely heard this.
What?
Probably heard this before.
I will say even Zopip doesn't know her true name.
You're gonna have to roll
As
Freaking
a 16,
freaking high, guy.
I'm probably not getting it.
you've never heard of her true name. I mean, she's talked
know
about
what?
in legend as Frozen,
Oh,
the Frost
I
demon.
do have one way to do this.
You know what,
Oh,
Robot?
yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
So
I
what's the
actually have
roll?
another way to do this.
It is a history check.
All right,
Now that
let's
I've
give
seen
it a
her.
shot.
Give me 1 second.
No, that's a 12.
Yeah, nope. You heard about the Great Frost Demon who wiped out an entire army of clerics single-handedly because she was bored.
okay, so Kelthun,
That's
I
a pretty cold thing to do.
I believe. Stop it.
She's truly the frostiest of foxes.
I have a way to do this if Calvin
She's-
can't.
Okay.
What an ice queen.
Hold on. I need my questions answered because it's decided what we do here. Kelthun among gods is pretty strong, I believe. Was
Yeah, he's second to whoever rules on the throne.
So, does he have the strength to break binding contracts like that?
Yeah,
Even if
easily.
rarely?
Most gods could, yeah.
Papa Calhoun, I need your help.
No, I'm gonna say one moment, Lady Frozen, as I kind of pray. Give me a moment.
She continues
hold-
to
hold,
pet
please.
Robot.
Oh, yeah, you.
I pet my flame elemental, my little
I'm ju-
fireball.
I'm just gonna stand there like.
Well,
Yup.
This is my new life as a really long black nail continues to scratch my face.
Hey, listen. I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid.
you were outright told she's very powerful and that you should not do anything.
I mean, she's holding you in place pretty easily, so...
But she's not being rough about it.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll-
Is the nail dealing any damage?
That's what you get, by the way, Robot, given your experience as a warrior.
Ha 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 ha.
She has a strength of 40, doesn't she?
Rashaz, how are you praying to your god?
So he's gonna pray like he has hundreds, thousands before.
Okay.
I mean,
Uh,
I have a chance of beating her in arm wrestling if she's unlucky.
God damn, not that again. You beat the plus 14 guy, I'd be happy with that. I'll pray. Lord Calthoun, someone apparently who is contracted by the Frodogen wishes to destroy literally everything. And if you could do me this small favor, I will of course return however you ask, as always.
So, also, quick question, Chesson. You're gonna ask the god of destruction to stop destruction?
Well, the destruction of everything just means
well-
that he doesn't have anything left.
Yeah, nothing to destroy anymore.
Also, if you
Fair
read
enough.
the lore, Cook, you'll catch on real quick. Destroyer is kind of a term everyone else gave this guy. He's not really. He's kind of the pansy
Chaston
dude.
told me that he's a pretty chill guy, really.
Yeah, he's one of the few good gods I arguably have.
I'll pray. Whatever powerful being knows Lady Frodogen's true name is trying to destroy everything. And if we want to stop him, Lady Frodogen is a very big problem. That I would, if you could, break the contract of and get her gently out of the way.
You get no response.
Fuck. Alright. I guess we
Well-
just... Cameron, what was your plan? I want to know before you do it.
Legend lore.
Oh shit, motherfucker! I forgot about that being a spell.
Oh,
Legend lore
yes!
her immediately.
What happens if two people know her true name? What happens then?
No, this gets rid of my awesome shield, Fizzbane's Platinum Shield. I can't use that now.
That's
Till
fine.
tomorrow.
You can get rid of her, that'll do its job.
Well, I mean, what? If we
The
get a long
legend
rest,
lore
you
her.
can get it back. If we get a long rest, you
No,
can get
I
it
have
back,
to wait till the
right?
next
Yeah.
dawn.
Dawn.
We can go burn another day after
Give
this.
me a minute. I'm just making sure I'm correct in something. So you are trying to legend lore the name Frodogen?
No, I'm trying to legend lore the being that's in front of me.
Because you can do
I don't-
faces instead of name.
No, that's why I was asking specifically.
I'm looking at the person that I want to legend lore and using it.
Okay. Once there was a child born to a tiefling family. Long ago, this child, unlike other tieflings, was born with blue skin compared to their typical red or purplish colored skin. Given her birth, even though she was half Genasi, half tiefling, born in the first generation, she gained an affinity for cold and frost. Long her life was, she served the House of Silversong, fighting beside them to take the throne and hold their lands. A well-welcomed warrior and respected amongst her peers, she was the most powerful tiefling they had ever seen. The following king, after the Silversong ruler had passed and a new had been elected, decided that she would be too dangerous to be left alive in case she decided to put another Silversong on the throne. And though he couldn't kill her, he had her sealed away and had her kept there until she starved and resurrected as a devil. She was known in the traditional tiefling language as the Frostwalker. The direct translation of her name, let me make sure I can find this proper. As you will get to see a little bit about her. I know I mentioned it in here. Give me a second to see if I can find.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. Did neither one of you two expect me to do that?
Well, they're quiet because they're listening to me. Alright, let me see if I can find the language.
You know, Cameron, I would have had Legend Lore if
It was Japanese, I was correct. Okay. So let me get the proper of this.
I may need
So
help pronouncing this.
yeah, so her name, from what you catch on to, is Shimo no Yuoka. Is her actual true name. She
Demon no Yuoka.
yeah.
Oh
sh-
no.
yes. Here, I'll grab it for you, so it's
I
easy.
can do a pretty good pronunciation. It's
Yeah,
just
it's Shima no Yuoka.
Mm-hmm.
4 pieces.
Yep.
And say it all together.
There you go. So yes, that is her original name, and she was well known when she was reborn as a devil. She went to the 7 layers of hell and fought her way from the top to the bottom several times, killing demons and devils alike, whether of every ranking that got in her way. She is also known as the undefeated devil. Never having been beaten single combat.
I'm not gonna
After
challenge
learning,
this.
after learning all this,
Uh-huh.
Ahmed smiles and looks at her and simply says her name, and I'm gonna hate trying to pronounce this. Shimono Yuoka.
Yeah, there you go.
She looks at you for a second and says, "You know my name? Good for you. So does the master of the house, and he is more powerful."
He's more powerful as a 1, but we are a 3.
Yes.
But we are Venom.
My point still stands as she looks at you. By end of day, should you enter that castle, you will not live. This one, as she continues to scratch Robot's head, will be turned into an ornament to be hung on beside the other suits of armor. The Fellas will be allowed to leave in exchange for fealty. And you will be turned into a nice stew, as she looks to Ahmed.
Ahmed
I've heard
smiles
Toodles-
softly.
I've heard turtle stew's actually pretty good, but I wouldn't know. I can't taste.
Robot, shut up.
Out of game,
Ahmed,
I hope there's the
smiles.
moment he asks for fealty, I'm just gonna void destruction everything in that fucking castle.
Interesting. All right.
Everything full with me.
What,
Ahmed's just gonna simply smile at her and be like, how about you give us a chance to prove that outside of your contract, he's not what he's worth at all. He's not one that a great being such as yourself should be tethered to.
She takes a moment. Starts to scratch Robot's head a little bit more vigorously. You can start to see a little dent is coming from the lines from her nails.
Have I taken damage from this
No,
or not?
not in the
really?
slightest.
Okay.
All
right.
She looks at you and goes, "Interesting. Give me a persuasion check."
And this is what I'm good at, but you're doing.
I have no bonus to this, so
You're trying to convince this lady, and you have
Oh.
I have a
bruh.
Help
She-
action!
is she-
Help action!
You gonna help him?
Help action! Do it again!
Okay, I'll give it to you, Ahmed. Go ahead.
He's gonna get worse. I can feel it.
no.
No, it matches, and she looks at you and goes, "No, it'll be more interesting to kill you lot when the time comes. But I will not stop you in entering the castle should you not attack any of the people within it."
I don't originally intend to. He's just upsetting the balance.
She
More
just
so.
I'm gonna be real with you guys. If she causes trouble, I have a 9th level spell that might work. Maybe.
What can she also get sucked into the void?
No, I have my 9th level spell is imprisonment.
She just
But-
kind of looks at you and goes.
I'd suggest taking
Mhm.
it into more thought.
She shakes her
As
head
You're sounding pretty sophisticated for a hermit who doesn't like to speak.
because he knows when to talk properly. Ahmed's not stupid; just doesn't like to talk.
He
As
talks to his
I
friend.
can
He's
promise
like,
that outside of your interference, your contract would end if he attacks us.
She looks at you and shakes her head and goes, "No," and then disappears back onto the wall. But you do notice the ballistas now are standing straight, or normal again. They're no longer being aimed at Robot.
That's sad. I thought she held freedom to a degree like I did.
Ahmed looks at him and looks at Rashaz and reminds him of her name.
Okay.
That may assist with getting Calhoun's attention.
If it comes down to it, I'll try to get his attention again.
Okay.
Otherwise, I could try asking one of the few gods that nature enjoys, and seeing if any one of them wish to deal with it.
You know, theoretically, if I got a nat 20 on her, I could cut her head off.
Yes.
Actually-
Let's not say this outside of her. Let's not say this within her earshot.
Well,
which
I'm saying
guessing
nat
is the entire
20,
hitting.
Cameron.
Mhm.
So, like, I don't think
Um,
my character knows what a natural 20 is.
Before you lot head in, I have a question. First off, Cameron, do you have to work in the morning?
I have to work at 11, so I can keep going for a bit.
Okay. I was making. I know the other two guys have school, so I'm not worried. Well, actually, they should be on. You guys should be on winter vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
I'm not
have
worried.
to- Yeah.
I just
can
wanted
go
to
for
make
a bit.
sure that I would, because if you have
But we're
work,
gonna wait
Yeah.
one more day. We're gonna wait for the next dawn, basically take the rest, so that I can get my thing back.
I mean,
believe it's the plan.
are you guys gonna? I mean, you're on the side of the road right now. You can pop into one of the houses and.
Smaller buildings.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As you go in and kind of again sealing it up, you notice again that a second. It takes 2 spell slots now to mold earth, continually.
Well, luckily that's a cantrip, so.
Yep. And as the thing goes up, you set up your
I'm
brazier.
surprised. First, a place with such magical power, I'm surprised it takes more magic.
Well, that's because I'm trying to use nature's energy, which nature's already currently pissed off. So.
Oh.
Can I force to overpower a cantrip?
Yes.
Awesome. If we're gonna die, I'm pushing void door to a 9th level power.
Okay.
We're all good.
Turn the entire
No, dude,
north,
I want to
like
know.
south pole to a crater.
I want you to know, people with him as a patron have a DC 10 to escape. That's it.
Mhm.
So I'll get out. I'll be fine.
Can I submit to your lord and become a servant? I will follow
This is
your
what we do
religion.
over the long rest. We all submit to Calhoun real quick. That way.
You are welcome to try to submit whenever you want Rashad's to reason.
You know what? I think it's I think Robot will follow this guide instruction. He seems like a pretty chill guy.
He will hand you a necklace with his symbol.
All right.
Awesome.
I
I'm
more
gonna wear
worship
it
nature,
proudly.
but Calhoun is a portion of that.
Okay.
I know with like armors and stuff, they can. I think because a lot of the times with Warforged, it's not like they wear it. It's like they almost like assimilate it,
It
onto their
assimilates into
body.
your chest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of
in the-
just want it.
In the
Go ahead.
case of a holy necklace, that it will not assimilate with your body, but like armor and such will.
All right, I was just making sure because I kind of like almost like wanted to like assimilate to like over like my like where
Regular
a human
magic
heart
items
would
will
be.
as well.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, you can definitely have it or try and absorb it. I will let you try and roll for that to see if your body can.
Sure, I would like to try.
It
How do
is-
I roll?
Give me a con check.
Can
A
I
con check?
Yes.
Okay.
easier on him helping?
No.
A warlock of his?
Nope.
Damn.
And I'll come to you in a second, Ahmed. Don't worry.
20.
Yeah, as you manage to actually absorb the necklace into your body, the iron kind of dissipates into almost like a tattooed mark on the iron that is your body, and the purple gemstone that is attached to it seems to find itself into the center of your chest.
Awesome.
All right, Ahmed, what were you trying to do?
Achman's admitting that he technically serves any gun that has a hand in nature, so
Yeah,
he
I offer
does
the
tech-
well.
Okay.
he'll take it and put it with a few others that he's probably collected, wrapped around the base of his hammer in tightly.
Okay.
I welcome you to the family.
Okay. During the night, as you each rest, Robot, give me another con saving throw.
Saving. Oh, the first one was the saving.
No, the
throw?
first one was a check.
Okay, so
Don't
a
worry.
saving throw.
Yep.
19.
Okay. Alright. Good to know. So,
This is how Robot dies.
no, it isn't.
Wow.
As the night goes on, you lot hear for a second a slight rattling coming from the doorway, but it dissipates just as quickly as it appears.
And
Huh?
they come in.
Just
Uh,
stop it. Sleep.
As you guys kind of relax and enjoy the night, enjoying the slight brazier that Ahmed has set up. The heat continuing to kind of expand out. The snow around the building starts to melt slightly. Morning comes once again. Frosian still standing at the wall, with the Air Cochrane standing there as well, fully armed, still not having moved their ballista. Rashaz and Ahmed, as you come to wake, you notice as you look at Robot, he is a almost bluish purple colored now.
Oh.
Interesting, my friend.
Can I feel the power that I know very well?
Give me a religious check.
I
Void
forgot
bot.
I took Elemental Adept, so any one is a 2 on fire damage.
Oh, my religion sucks. That's a 3.
The head priest. rolled a
Religion,
3.
okay, here we go.
No, I want you to know my whole.
How's this 20?
Holy shit!
That's to say, my religion's not my thing. My thing is persuasion, performance, and my thing's all the charisma skills.
Ahmed, yeah, you recognize this. You've only seen this once before happen. Robot's been recognized as Calthoon's champion.
Oh, a champion of Calhoun. That has
What?
not happened in a while.
Excuse me.
This is
They are typically called the Void Seekers.
No,
He
I'm not actually angry. No.
Yo,
I
you
think
just
the last one was that Logothus guy.
He is actually no, that's not. Logothus never managed to pull this off. So yeah, Robot is now outright bound to Calthoon. He cannot ever turn away from this god because of this.
Jackson,
Secondly,
you just got Calthoon a freaking champion.
if Robot now has access to the will have access to Paladin classes if he'd like of Calthoon, and will be able to claim leadership over Calthoon's Holy Order.
You steal my holy order. No, I will.
Do you want to roll as a duo?
Don't touch my holy order.
I
Yeah,
don't
Ahmed's
think you
gonna look
have
at them
a-
both like they're idiots
You're
for a moment
pretty
and stop
loyal
them.
to Calthoon,
Stop.
aren't you?
Stop. Stop.
I'll work with you.
Work together. You have the champion and the Pope. You work together.
That's true.
I rule for 20 years and I don't get recognized. I built this holy order myself. He didn't even help. I did it myself. I did every step.
Yes, but he did something you never tried.
Hey, you know what?
Did you
at
ever
least
eat
Wait,
his
I'm
symbol?
not a robot.
Hey, I mean, you recruited his champion. How does it feel?
Technically, you did find it. Find his champion for him. This may mean he may do you a single favor. He may
Man,
not. Gods
I
can
could
be
be
fickle.
class a robot to be a paladin for Calthoon.
No, you're not allowed to. You're banned from paladins till I run you through the boot camp.
I don't believe you.
Also, Hunter, you do way more damage as a fighter than you will as Paladin.
Yeah.
That's a thing to keep in mind, because you'll become more support and less damage if you go Paladin.
There you go, Rashaz. They took your stapler. It was the final straw.
Look
I
at
just-
that.
If anyone has to die of the three of us, it can be.
Yeah, let Robot die now.
It's not like I'm not gonna take your position as like the head pope. I'm not gonna.
Actually,
do that
technically,
to
you are recognized as the leader of the religion at this point.
Oh boy.
But you can say follow him. He's smarter.
Could-
You listen
Well,
to him.
he's theoretically the
I will
second. So I
also
can just be
say-
like, whatever he says, do it.
There aren't any champions of any of the other gods currently in the world, and haven't been for about 15 years.
Except for Malthor, because he was Normax champion.
My God.
Technicality. Malthor isn't a god that can technically claim a champion. He's not high enough in the rankings.
You mean Normac?
Normac, yes. Thank you.
Man.
Whole thing. I built this whole holy order, and the guy who, for one day, says I'll follow you gets recognized. Okay.
He rolled just at the exact DC I needed. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gotten shit. Other than a new paint job.
I love this con check. This con saving throw of +10.
Maybe it was to make up for the lack of religion, Rashaz. No. So as you lot, as the daylight has broken, the ice melts away from the ice wall. The sun hits as you see Robot is now a darkened purple.
I wonder what our friendly neighborhood cult ice demon has to say about my new paint job.
Don't call her a cult ice demon.
No, she's now standing and basically standing on top of Robot, staring down at him. Robot, you suddenly just feel about 200 pounds of weight standing on your head.
Ahmed looks up at her and smiles.
We
I
helped you
told
today.
you.
Man, this is half the load of freaking Hakan.
She smiles and
I'm
looks.
not Hakan.
Ahmed.
Yes.
Whatever. H's.
Ahmed. It starts with an A.
Ahmed. Hey,
I
remember,
start my name-
Robot's intelligence isn't the thing he's good
The
at.
thing is, you've been living with him for a while.
You're below average. She looks down at Robot and goes, "Not that heavy, huh? I can give you a real load." And she smiles for a second.
No thank you, I'm not a dishwasher. Well, I mean, I'm not a dishwasher.
She raises her
Pardon me,
eyebrows.
He's an idiot.
And she looks over at Rashaz, and you see she just starts to smirk at Rashaz as she looks back at Robot.
Don't say a word.
You can tell she's trying not to laugh right now. She looks down at you.
Even Ahmed's grinning at this, given all your effort.
She just looks at
Robots.
Rashaz and goes, "Hurts when you're not the favorite child, doesn't it?"
I built a holy order for 20 years.
She nods and goes, "And I fought beside a man for about 10. Trust me, I get it." She nods and goes, "He was done with me the day he invented a flamethrower. Did you know there's an object that throws fire that's not a wizard?"
She sees freaking
no,
Ahmed's eyes light up.
You know, we have more in common than I thought.
Roshan just nods and goes, "Truly, you know, you give them all your love, you give them all your time, you give them 1,000 years, and they don't ever care."
No, gotta say, still willing to make that contract.
Oh no, fuck you! I'm still planning to kill you, but I respect what you're dealing with.
I understand.
She goes, "But if he dies first, or if he has to die first, I think we'll be both okay with that." She looks down at Robot again.
That's not very nice.
You should drop down to one knee, young Robot, before I decide to squish you.
Yeah, alright.
As you drop to one knee, she steps off and goes, "Thank you," and then teleports
problem.
away. All right, you guys
Come
are
on. We're going in the castle.
Yep, we're walking in.
okay.
Their necessity.
Oh god. Okay, as you head in, what's the marching order?
It's gonna be Robot in front.
I
we're
don't
gonna
know
put
about
the-
that. I feel like the persuasive boy should be up front right now as
No.
we're not going into combat.
No, you, Ahmed, me. can walk
I'm
from the
taking up the back,
Else-
thank you.
I have
We're walking in a triangular sort of order here.
No.
What if you just stand on my head?
Cameron, I have a spell sniping range of 300 feet. Do you?
Actually, I kind of do. I have range like that, yes.
How many times
I
can
have
you do it?
120 feet, and that is... If I was to use every spell slot I have...
Yeah,
That's
I
all
can
my
do-
spell slots.
I can do a cantrip and I'll still outdamage you. Leave it as is.
Okay. This is a spell cast off. Oh god, this party's falling apart. I'm not even gonna do anything.
It all
yeah.
fell apart when this fucking robot.
You freaking made me join. You said, "Hey, do you want to join?" I said, "Sure."
I expected a knight or something. I didn't expect a champion.
Do you want me to go get like a water so you can hash this out real quick?
No. We're
I
moving
didn't
on.
do anything wrong.
No, we're moving on. I'm not turning this car around.
I'm sorry.
Okay. As you
Ahmed
look,
pats the small cat's head.
I feel like King Arthur, like pulling up the sword and be like, "Shit, my bad. I didn't intend on this happening."
Wait, that would
King
make
Arthur.
that would make Chasten's character Merlin in this case because he's advised you. He's still in very important.
It's like I'm King Arthur, and you're some dude that comes right before I get there, and you pull a sword, and you're like, "Oh, my bad, G," and I'm just like, "What the fuck is this?"
Calthun doesn't like kiss-ups.
Oh man.
I never asked him for anything.
You just asked him for something less than 12 hours ago.
That's the first time in 5 years I've talked to him.
Shit. Hey, you know, listen, we cool.
Just go. Just walk in the car.
All right.
We're bickering those two are bickering as they walk in.
No,
Ahmed
he's in the front. I ain't bickering with anybody. I'm in the back.
You're shooting dirty looks at him, and Ahmed's just like, "Goddamn younglings."
I don't even understand what's going on for the most part.
All right.
Ahmed will explain it later Ahmed will explain it to you when you're old enough.
As you lot begin to walk into the castle walls, you see there's about 40 feet between you and the keep itself. As you look up at this giant castle keep made of this purple soulstone and this strange darkened iron. At the entrance to the keep, the doorway, which is now still is shut, you see about 4 Aarakocra standing in common leather gear, each with their own javelins in hand, ready just in case. And in the center of them, a rather large woman who seems to almost kind of float in the air slightly. She generally is about what you'd say about 5'6" ish. She looks to be elvish in nature, and she looks on a lot. Yes.
I have a feeling I know who this is.
I can guarantee you do not. Well, you may.
Wait.
From an encounter with a single character.
Hold on. You said elvish.
King.
No.
You said elvish. Is this the same elvish chick from the painting?
Nope, she doesn't look like the same person.
Different person. Okay, that's good at least.
Yep.
We're
So
not
you
doing-
said what? You said she's like 5'4".
5'6".
Oh, before I
5'6".
forget, I've had our little talker, and he now has foresight.
Okay. Actually, in fact, each of you can give me a investigation check.
I'm not great at those. Can I just do survival instead?
24.
Okay.
25.
Wow.
Can I get advantage? No.
16.
So all but Ahmed see this really ugly, grotesque older woman who looks very similar to a hag, but she's wearing a crown.
Royalty.
Good assumption.
So that means we're seeing her true form.
Mm-hmm.
Have I ever seen her?
Nope.
May I roll history?
Sure.
I have a +1, but I have advantage. I hope for the best.
The curse of Kurgan lives on.
No, I got a
That was
16.
Voss. 16. Yeah. This is a hag queen.
Just not a notable one, just a hag queen?
Just a hag queen.
Okay. So if I know it's a hag queen, how strong are hag queens usually?
About usually around the same strength as a typical ancient dragon.
So doable. God.
I mean,
She attacks us.
Is she stopping us? Or...
she's just standing in front of the doorway that's blocked into the keep.
I'm definitely small enough to just kind of...
I definitely think the first thing that you should say is, "Good morning, Your Majesty."
No.
I'm not coughing from smoking. Water went down the wrong tube. All right. So you stand in front of this hag queen with 4 Aarakocra and 2 to each side, guarding the keep gate. Or doorway, rather.
Out of game, what's our option? Do I try to talk first?
Try your silvered tongue.
Okay.
All right,
You have
Constantine,
advantage
do
on-
your thing.
Basically everything.
Okay. What
Well,
are you
lady,
saying?
how are you this fine day?
Give me a charisma check.
Shit.
With advantage.
Raw charisma.
You know what? You're good
Yeah.
at charisma.
Yeah, raw
I
charisma.
have charisma, and I have advantage, and that's a bad first roll. I'm gonna hope I can do better. I can't. That's a 10. I got the same roll twice.
Luckily enough, she's not charismatic herself. She looks at you and goes, it's another day in the icy cold tundra.
Hiya, baby. How's it going?
No.
Robot,
She
shut
just-
up.
She just looks at you and, yeah, another day in the tundra. What can I do for you?
But we were informed by, Lady Frotisham we were free to do as we wish as long as we don't hurt anybody. Is there any way we can pass?
Oh, I thought the champion would be speaking for you as she looks at Robot.
He doesn't
Oh,
talk
Are
much.
you the, she looks down at Rashaz and goes, are you the mascot?
Oh no!
Rashad
He's
takes
the
a deep
Pope.
breath.
Uh-huh.
He's the one that built the Holy Order.
You built a holy order for the champion? You are truly a kind being.
Rashaz is so pissed off, but he's just gonna roll with it.
He knows more than I do. He's better at these things.
Ah, so he's a good sidekick. Glad to hear. Not many of them out there in the holy orders these days. Many of the side characters typically get killed pretty early on.
I want you to
Meanwhile, Ahmed looks out from behind
No.
Robot with his turtle head.
DM out of game. I want you to know. People keep doing this. Rashad's gonna start killing people.
No.
It's not
What are you talking about? Rashad just needs to walk into town to kill people. They're
Listen,
weak enough.
a hag queen, she doesn't fear much, so this is casual
I
convo.
can cast one spell to destroy everything.
You could.
I do it.
You could.
Give us a warning first, because then I will
No.
windwalk us
No
both out of
warning.
here.
Rashad is so upset.
Rashaz can at any time.
He is holding his face as happy, even though he is straining so fucking bad.
I don't think I should have this much power, to be honest. I think
Shoot.
I think Rasaj should.
She looks at you and goes, that's probably why you got it. That one's probably hungry for power.
Actually, which is sad because he's not. He just really respects the god he serves.
To be honest, like, whatever he wants is probably for the best.
The hag queen looks at Robot and goes, would you like me to take the championship away from you? I can
No.
do that very easily.
I
He's
don't think that's the best idea.
She shrugs her shoulders. So what can I do for you? You mentioned you wanted to come through here, like according to Frosian. I mean, technically, I can't stop you.
Thank you, ma'am.
She just kind of nods and goes, "Yeah. Make sure your sidekick doesn't get killed. I'd hate to have to make a kitten rug again."
I don't want this
As
to
she opens the door.
I don't want to get into a fight just yet.
We're not. We're walking
I'm
past.
gonna be the one starting a fight if this fucking keeps going.
I can feel Chaston typing me a message in the background.
He's like, I'm gonna
Ahmed
prepare a
picks-
spell for the
picks up-
next time somebody
Ahmed's
says
picking
shit.
up him, the boy.
Oh, you're gonna call him a boy now? Oh, Lord.
Oh my god.
I'm not even
Brain
insulting
is
you.
forgetting his name. Rashaz. And set him on his back on his shield, give him a higher angle. As well as to make it so that at least then Ahmed has a chance to escape if he does something.
If I'm on your shoulder, you're fucked when I cast this spell.
I now serve your god. I have a 10 DC. Let's go.
Not that spell. I'm talking about the 400 damage void destruction that kills
Do you
everything.
remember when Logolthus went into the Gunderthal castle, the mountain of a man, and just
Oh,
walked
shit.
out and after killing the entire castle
Yeah.
and almost killing Logger?
I have
Please don't
that
fool
spell, and I'm so upset right now. Rashaz is not in a good mood.
Ahmed's gonna simply look up at you.
Your robot did
Remember.
nothing wrong, man.
As you look
Remember,
really
They don't
closely-
understand your devotion.
Yeah, as you look closely, his smile is twitching ever so slightly.
You
As
are
you-
powerful in your own right.
As you enter the castle, Hat Queen just kind of holds the door open for you as you walk into the main hall. Coming to the main hall, you immediately see the two giant iron golems standing to their side to the entrance to what is definitely the throne room. And standing at the entrance to the throne room stands your familiar favorite friend, the Lord of Blades, who looks like now he has a glowing body that seems to have darkened slightly as well.
Oh, the asshole.
And he looks over at you a lot and goes, "A champion and a pope? What is the world
My
coming
friend!
to?"
It's good to see you again. We missed you.
He looks at you and goes, "Yeah, I can tell. Looks like you lost your championship there."
He takes a deep breath.
Guy didn't
Don't
insult
do
you.
it.
He just commented on what he saw.
I'm not a
Well,
bad...
Robot was already powerful.
Yeah, probably more worthy. To be fair, we Warforged are the strongest race.
I'm not a bad person.
No, but I am, as he smiles at you. And you truly are the tiniest of people I've ever seen.
I'm gonna slowly set Rashaz down and start backing away.
I like you, Rashaz. You're good people.
You don't have to lie to him just because you're stuck with his god now, and his god favored you more than him, which is truly sad if he truly was some sort of priest. They take a long time to train up, and his god didn't even recognize him as valuable.
I mean, he needs somebody to blindly follow him without questioning.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Small fellas probably wouldn't be able to stand up to much, to be honest, for a destroyer god. As he walks over to Rashaz and kind of leans down and goes, "Shall I pat you on your head and send you on your way to the throne of the castle?"
How fast are you, friend? How dexterous are you?
Not very, but I don't need to be, because I know what you're thinking of doing. And I wouldn't recommend it unless you want to summon the two creatures you just avoided a fight with.
No, one of them won't. As long as they don't touch the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
You the one in charge?
He gets down to your level and looks you directly in the eyes and goes, "Fuck around and find out."
What does his feet look like?
His feet
Yeah,
are solid iron boots, just like yours.
because they don't look like the bird feet that was kicking around at night, being like, "Ike."
Nope. Nope, not at all. These are solid, like, boot footprints.
Okay. I assume the lord of this palace is gonna be Eric Cochran in feature.
Do you say this out loud?
I'm gonna say it. Yeah, I'll say out loud. I assume the lord is Eric Cochran in feature.
The Warforged stands up and goes, "Oh, yeah, no, that's pretty accurate. He's in the next room. I just don't think your tiny friend here really wants to meet him, because if he thinks I'm insulting, God, you should meet that man. He doesn't like anybody. Though, to be fair, he'll insult each of you equally."
Oh, I'm not that smart to take it offensively. Don't worry about me.
Equal insults I can deal with.
I mean, truly, I'm not surprised. You look like you've been taking insults all your life.
Now, Rashaz is holding it. He'll deal with it later. He's walking into the throne room.
The man looks at you.
Ahmed's following, but at a range. I'm staying back 50 feet at this point.
Oh,
Don't-
50 save you, bucko.
Don't get stepped on, tiny one. As you walk past.
Don't worry, I won't step on him.
As Ahmed walks by him,
Word.
he's gonna say, "I think your slaves teleported somewhere bad."
Oh yeah, they got eaten. I noticed that. He just looks at you casually.
Pity for them. Good
True.
for whatever ate them.
You know, clerics are hard to come by.
Wait, this was this the guy that was
Yeah.
that ran
Yeah.
away from trying to hit me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe next time we fight, you could hit me.
Maybe next time you fight, you won't be you won't steal the championship from one of your friends.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
Ah, so you aren't sad about it. Good to know. Well, you enjoy your time in there. I wish you the best. If the Lord does kill you, you can let me know what Warforged Afterlife looks like. I'm hoping it's a world of nothing but gears and evolution.
If we die, feel free to use my shell as a helmet.
Okay.
He kind of looks at Ahmed and goes, well, given your short-statured friend over there, I don't think there's going to be anything left of you when you die, but, hey.
So, Void Exchange. I want to make sure about something.
Yeah.
You can't cast any spells when it's cast, and that's all that happens, right? But you can still use... The one spell you can use is Void Destruction, right?
Yeah.
And that's all you can use, and you just use it every turn.
Yep.
Got it.
Because you're no longer in control of your body, Kelthun is.
It's just Kelthun going on a rampage. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very easy to piss off or distract, so...
And I assume there's nothing besides me getting changed, anything special that happened to me just for becoming champion?
Nothing as of yet. Correct.
Alright.
Nothing that you know of.
Yeah. So as you lot kind of walk past and enter into the throne room, you come to these two large tables made of what looks to be some sort of bony-like material from some larger creatures. Plates fully set out with utensils, cloth draped over the tables to cover the most of it. Chairs made of this, what looks to be almost like stone with red veins going through it. And as you head down, the throne room itself is about 40 feet long and about 50 feet wide. And as you head further in, you see sitting on this very simple wooden chair that's just a little bit more grandeur than the chair sitting at the table, as it's kind of like solid on the bottom legs. So there's no individual legs, but it's just solid all around. Sits this owl-like Eric Cochran, as you see his feet. He is, let me see, fully cloaked, and slightly, you kind of notice his figure kind of is almost displaced, as it looks like there's almost three of them sitting in this chair. But you can also see very obviously the elven chain that glints off of him. And he is wearing a necklace with a blackened skull on it. And he just kind of and he's also carrying what looks to be a rather long and gnarled staff that gives off a lot of magic. And the man just takes a second, looks over at you lot with his bright... actually, let me find out what his exact thing is. So, with his... his bright blue feathers... his blackened eyes, he looks like an owl folk or an owlin. And he just kind of looks at you lot, kind of twists his head slightly to the left and to the right. And he looks at you lot, and you see suddenly as he is looking from each of you, two figures in full plate appear next to him with red eyes. And a figure behind kind of stands behind his throne that you immediately recognize as an undead who carrying a magic staff, giving off a lot of powerful arcane magics. And the man, as he twists his head right and left and goes, "Who are you?"
Which one would you like us to introduce first?
Well, as he goes, one. He looks down at Rashaz and goes, "Fellas, and
Yes.
and servant of Kelthun, rare in these worlds." He looks over at Ahmed and goes, "Huh, a turtle from the new world and of magic. Interesting. And he looks over to Robot and goes, and the servant of Kelthun, but the champion. And Warforged. Interesting." He looks over to Ahmed and goes, "I assume you're the leader?"
Strategically, yes. The one that usually does the talking is Rashaz.
Strategically, yes.
He looks down at Rashaz and goes, "Fair." And he snaps his fingers as the two plated figures kind of walk in a wide berth around the tables and come up behind you lot with chairs. And he goes, "Please," as he waves his hand out in front of him.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
We'll take a seat.
So nice.
He nods and goes, "Well, I cannot do a disservice to my people," as he takes a second. "What
They're Cochrane's?
can I do for you?" As he looks to Rashas, ignoring Ahmed's comment.
Just a couple simple questions. We more came here for the anomalies. We were just curious. So why are you doing whatever you're doing here? Other than bringing your people back, I understand that. My people have gone through trying times. I kind of get it. Not fully, but kind of. What's with the supposed trying to destroy everything?
Misunderstanding of my people. That spell, the eternal spell, he takes a second. It's a soul stealer and keeps the two worlds connected.
Wait, out of game, did you say Soul Stealer?
Yeah.
Is this the other guy with the thing similar to Shogun?
That's good water.
God damn it!
I think that's a yes.
I was told like a month ago that someone else had a really similar ritual. God, okay. Alright, whatever. Soul? I get keep the worlds together, but Soul Stealer? Why? Whose souls and why?
Side product. Rakshasa mostly recently.
That's fine.
They did try to invade again, as he takes a second. Apologies, common tongues changed with the times.
No, that's fine. No one's gonna be
Good
upset
nods
about-
in agreement to that because he's lived long enough to see the language shift quite a few times.
How old is Ahmed, out of curiosity?
3,500.
Okay. Keeping that in
How?
mind.
Oh, question.
Yes.
Just a question for Robot. If he was found, when would he have been created, anyways?
He doesn't know. He doesn't remember.
Well, from not as what he remembers, just like from actual lore.
So Warforged in my world have multiple origins. It really comes down to what Warforge. So the currently recognized Warforged race was last noted to have been created in the year 1000 during the Written Age. The problem is the reason why they're recognized in that age is because that's when the first few were found. No one's 100% sure when they originally appeared. However, it is commented in the lore that the old High Queen actually invented and created the Warforged species or race by linking souls to iron golems that she crafted at her anvil, thus creating the first of the Warforged.
So
Right.
most likely made by her.
That was really early in the lore.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be almost 7,000 years at least.
If you were the first created, which no idea, obviously, you would be at least double Ahmed's age, technically speaking.
And of course, but then again, so maybe like chronologically, I could be just very old, but like
But you
Or
wouldn't
you-
remember it because you would have been. If you were, you would have been deactivated almost until the
Yeah.
Written Age.
would have been like offline. Yeah.
Which would mean your consciousness would have only been around for till the Written Age. Since the Written Age.
And who knows if my memory banks have been damaged or whatever.
You'll find out. The Lord continues to stare at Rashaz, and his head kind of tilts every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, if you're not causing any destruction, that's good at least. That's the major issue done.
Nature's pissed.
Yeah, apparently nature's really angry. According to Ahmed, what's...
Oh, and he takes a second, and he kind of looks at Ahmed and goes, "Servant of the wilds?"
In a sense. Been around long enough to know that nature doesn't like big changes like the magic that's floating around up there.
He nods and goes, ah. And he kind of
Yeah.
waves his hand over in front of him. You feel the arcane going off as all around you a circle suddenly starts to light up on the ground, where you are sitting at the center of it. And he goes, divine sacrifices.
I see.
Understandable why it's happening, and then why the birds have not come.
Primordials used for casting.
Explains why nature is imbalanced here, then.
Truly.
There's a big magic circle around.
Yep.
Ackman notices it. He's
Yeah,
not going to
it's
try and
it's
suss it
very
out right now.
vibrant. You can all clearly see it.
But he will have his elemental walk out of it just in case something happens,
Okay.
so that he can teleport to it.
Okay, your element heads back out into the main entrance.
Rashaz is kind of staring at it, curious.
Let me make sure I understand that ability properly, too.
Yep. The man.
Oh, wait, no, but it's going to stick with him, and then it'll, if I have to teleport, it'll teleport me and whoever I choose 15 feet. Would that get us out of the circle?
No.
From where it is.
You are currently 20 feet within the room.
No, I'm just talking. Oh, is the circle encompassing the entire room?
The entire throne room. If you send your fire elemental back out to the main entrance, where that the Lord of Blades is, then you would be out of the circle.
Well, then I'm not gonna be able to do anything other than possibly Windwalker or something to get us out of here, or dispel magic.
With my basic understanding of magic circles at this point, I assume I have at least a basic grasp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would this work across planes if the planes were very close, like the ethereal plane?
What do you mean? You want to see if the spell would still affect you?
Would the circle affect me if I jumped the ethereal plane?
You don't know what the spell is.
Interesting circle.
You don't even. I mean, the eternal spell is definitely. You know that's not the name of the actual spell. That's just what it's being called.
Well, no need to activate it for us.
He looks at you and goes, "Not for you, for challenging times."
The prophecy? Rashad says with a question mark.
Long since happened. Old High King on throne, dethroned, soon to be on throne.
Upsetting.
He nods.
Very.
Now, are we
Fool
to do?
does not need to be on a throne.
Are we to do combat, or shall you move on?
Do you to do combat?
I could kill you if I had wished. You would have been dead. As he points to the two knights standing behind you, they, knights of, as he kind of twirls his hand, death. And he points behind him. Undead magic caster.
Lich.
As he points to the doorway behind you. Powerful warforged. Frisian. And a hag queen.
I'll give you most of those powerful warforged stretch.
He smiles and says, "Weakened when he's not within my grasp."
Explains more.
And also very, very trigger happy.
Yeah.
Does not like, and he points to Rashas, small folk.
No, I noticed. No,
Cameron, I like how you said trigger happy when you're the one who instigated the fight.
You're the one that started that fight.
He was just staring at you.
No,
And if he wanted to do something with me, he could have talked to me. Instead, he kept staring at me. Ahmed doesn't like being stared at. He's a hermit for a reason.
I'm pretty sure Ahmed likes to be left alone, and that's exactly what he did.
No, staring at me is not leaving me alone. He's not a spectacle, damn it. He's a turtle.
You're a spectacle this far south.
Should have thought about that.
I could add you to collection. should you choose.
I prefer
The only
freedom.
reason I may stick around here, if you chose to help me, would be to try and help nature regain some balance. Bring some small bits of life back to here.
I have a question. Can I do an insight check to see if he's bullshitting whatsoever?
Yeah, feel free.
Anything at all.
I love the fact the guy with
17.
Okay, one sec.
the guy with -1 intelligence is better at insight than the old portal.
Well, he's more instinctive.
Insight's wisdom. Thank you very much. And I have a proficiency in insight.
You don't
Yeah, I don't.
Well,
My proficiency bonus is +6. Thank you very much.
I got a +4 to it.
So yeah, my insight check is 17. All right, let's see here.
Still partly wishing I would have taken the wish spell scroll now.
with how strong the spell around us is, I doubt it would have helped.
So there's definitely going to be a hard time of me actually giving this information to my friends.
I'm a telepath. I can speak to you anytime.
But he can't speak to you, that's the problem.
Is it
Well, no, he.
No, it's not. It's you
not a
have you
two-way.
have to open the communications. He can't. And if you have no reason to do so, then you wouldn't do it. Yeah, telepathy is one of those finicky languages. Yes.
Can I just look at him?
Yeah? Who? Rashaz or the
Yes,
the
Rashaz.
Lord? Okay.
Tiny couch that's way too big for him, yeah.
I'll
Alright.
stare at you.
You know, it's rude to talk at a table when you're a guest. I'll just kind of telepathically, what? Why are you looking at me?
It's not good for
And
to look at me. People die when they look at me.
Why are you staring at me?
And then I'll be like, yo, he's not correct about the primordial stuff whatsoever. He's hiding something.
Well, what would you have us do? I can do a lot of things, but none of them are subtle.
I don't know if you can do anything, but it's like, I thought you should have this
I mean,
information.
You're the champion. You're the one that can call the god.
Oh, let's hear the Pope.
He doesn't listen to me most of the time.
I've never prayed to him.
Well, he likes you enough. Pray to him. Go ahead. Just do it.
I'll give it a
Grant me-
shot.
Grant the champion some instruction on how to properly pray to Calthun. Rule number 1: don't pray to
In his
Calthun.
mind, I will show a picture of how to pray. It'll be a moving image. of
Close
how
his
to-
eyes,
like-
hold hands
it's like-
together.
Exactly.
Praying for Dummies, Calthun edition.
No, Hunter. It's like 6 pictures lined up in order, marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's how to do each step. It's very simple.
Okay. All right. I'll try to follow him to the best of my abilities. You know, I don't know.
All very basic instructions.
As soon as you
Close
start to close your eyes, the man looks over at you almost immediately as his head bounces over to you and goes, "You do not do that."
Just rest the eyes. Yeah.
Why not?
I'm just gonna rest my eyes and do some inner thinking.
Pray to your God, and I shall end this now.
We may be around for a few days if that's of no bother to you.
You will leave this place once you are done here.
Of course, but visiting you wasn't the main goal. We had no idea you were here.
You insult me?
No, it's just that the magic is
No,
what drew us. There's no mention of you.
parking here except for in the village around your castle.
Give me a persuasion check, Ahmed. With advantage because of Rashaz.
I have plus 11. I'm never gonna get to use it.
Maybe because someone keeps talking.
God forbid.
He doesn't even have a modifier. He just has D20.
Oh, ouch. He looks at you and goes, "You come here without knowing of me. You come to my lands and do not know my name. You bother to come into my castle, as he starts to speak common almost perfectly, and you do not know of me, but only the spell that is going on? The spell I threw together as a side decision because it was interesting. I could have ended you before you entered the city, and yet you insult me as such.
It is
You
not meant as an insult.
do not have any right to be here any longer. I will ask you lot to leave of your own free will for now.
All right, boys, what are we gonna do?
I can do something that'll get rid of him for good, but if it fails, we're fucked. What's your call?
Well, remember, everything has disadvantage on your on saving throws against
Yeah,
anything you do.
But I don't know what his wisdom is, and it's only a save of 19. So
I'm pretty.
I
he
could
seems
double
like a
down
pretty,
on this and do one other thing to
He
get
seems like a
these guys
wise
off our
guy.
backs.
That's all I'm gonna have to say. He seems like a very wise gentleman.
make your call, boys. I can try right now. It'll be an interesting try. If it succeeds, we'll never see him again.
And if not, we're gonna have an issue, huh?
If not,
Do
we'll start to... Do it? That's your call, Hunter? What's your call? Do it.
You know, balls to the walls.
Balls to the wall. Give me a wisdom save with disadvantage.
He's actually got an alert and gets to go first.
Shit.
And immediately he casts Blizka, a 10th level spell.
I'm going to actually do something to this.
Yeah?
His reaction?
It's based off of water, and you have to be able to see the sky, correct?
No.
Yeah, it says it in the spell.
Blizka? No, it doesn't.
Blizka, yeah, it's a 9th level spell because it's in here for us to be able to use.
You have to see the sky. It doesn't work in closed rooms.
Yeah.
I read the spell because I didn't grab it because I was like, it's way too limited. And I grabbed something
I
else.
thought about grabbing it, so that's why I read it.
Where does it say anywhere?
It's a powerful spell, but it has a bad limit.
I'm just checking.
Otherwise, I would have had that.
It
instead of
doesn't say
foresight.
anywhere. I don't see what you're talking about. That has to be outside.
Let me go back to Blizka.
I'm looking at it right now.
So I had a choice to take it for 9th level Arcanum. I switch from Imprisonment to Blizka.
Yeah, there's nothing that says outright that it has to be outside.
Everyone near you must just make a dex save.
Well, I'm immune to cold damage anyway, so this isn't going to do jack to me.
I mean, we both resist, but yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing in here that states outright that has to be outside.
Alright, yeah, you're right.
Like, I'm looking at it right now, yeah.
Chastin read it wrong.
It's a slow spell, and to get going, but yeah, no. He is going to immediately cast this at his level. I need a dex save from the party.
I'm not making one because I'm immune to cold.
It's fair.
I'll still here just for shits and giggles. I know I'm probably gonna fail. Yeah, that's a 7.
Ouch. That's a 10 from Robot. Robot, really well known for his love of cold.
Very well known for it.
You know what? Hey, listen. I got a resistance to it, and I got a lot of things that keep me warm.
Yeah, it's a 13. That's definitely a fail.
None of you succeed. So that means you are all knocked prone, and you take 56
question.
points of frost damage, yes.
Because of dwarven play, or is that no?
No, it'd be
That's
Dwarven
it.
Fortitude is what you're thinking of.
Dwarven plays just being knocked back.
Yeah.
Well, good news. My Wildfire Spirit is immune to being prone, but it still takes 56 damage.
Yep. And now every turn, every 5 minutes,
That's a lot.
it's a long time, but considering the spell doesn't dispel for 30 days, everything gets colder and colder.
Actually, I have a reaction for this. To stop the spell entirely. I think I do. I do!
Actually, I have to, do a, con save for him as well, I just noticed.
Yeah, but
If he's gonna die outright.
before we get there, I have to ask about a spell I have. Because it's kind of vague.
Uh-huh.
Magia Imperium.
Yes. Oh, no.
How exactly does that work?
What do you mean?
It says it stops magic.
Let me grab it.
Type. Up to 3 rounds, I can't cast any spells, but it stops people from casting spells, period. It literally how the drugs.
Yeah, no, it does. It does completely stop all spells.
So would he just not be able to cast anything?
Magic for good at higher tier levels, meaning they will no longer be able to cast magic. Yeah, so it basically stops all magic users from. No, he can still use his spell because it's a 10th level spell. It's not anything below 7th would have automatically been stopped.
Okay.
However, if you do cast this, you would stop all magic in your vicinity, not just him.
Yeah, we'd all pause, but then Robot could just kick his ass.
So
It's
you
like
could,
the lit
you
would be
can,
useless.
you can cast this as a reaction to stop all magic around you. That's below 7th level.
Then I won't do it yet because the moment I do it, I won't be able to cast either, and neither will Ahmed.
I'll have one spell I can fire off at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have no magic for 3 rounds, even though I have spells that are over that limit.
That sounds about right.
I'll let it happen. I'll wait.
Alright, give me a second. And I'm just going to roll his initiative. Yeah, go ahead and all roll initiative real quick for me.
I'm glad I have advantage on this.
Does Foresight have initiative or everything but?
Yes, Foresight would give you
If it-
advantage on...
It gives you advantage on everything.
Yeah.
God for that.
Man, we should have eaten.
I got a
feast this
17.
morning.
This is great.
Yeah, right? You had that Hero's Feast. Alright.
I keep forgetting I have that. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Like how I keep forgetting to smite.
Well,
I'm not used to playing this type of
Hunter,
support.
Hunter, where's your initiative?
yeah, his initiative is 17.
I have yeah.
17 as well for me.
Because when it rolls now, he doesn't have. You guys don't have to tell me unless you're doing it with advantage because it auto loads into the thing
Yeah,
now.
I have advantage, so 17 for me as well.
Yep.
And then,
However, Lord Vikraka is up first, and thankfully he didn't die. That is, I believe, a concentrate. It is not I need to change that in the future. It will in the future be concentration. Because that's a really ridiculous spell for not having that.
so it is concentration.
It will be in the future, yes. Alright, sometimes you change things after, like, the fact that a level 1 character had Master Swordsman. So, you get fucked with it, and he is actually not going to cast a spell. He is going to drop a bottle of liquid onto the blood on the ground that is forming a magic circle. And I need everyone to give me a con saving throw with advantage.
Oh, I only have to roll one.
The first one's a 20.
21.
20.
Okay,
Yo, look at the
21,
roll.
20.
Unsaved. 22.
You all fail.
Wow.
Give me a second.
Can I use Indomitable to re-roll that?
Yep. Go ahead. I'll let you re-roll it real quick.
20 again.
Still fail.
But is it still with an advantage, this Indomitable, or no?
Sure, feel free.
No. Not normally.
Wow,
will.
you said no? 22.
Wait.
Man.
It's a magic circle we're resisting?
Yes.
Would Magia Imperium?
Yes, it would stop it.
Yeah, fuck this magic circle.
Okay. As you cast that off, the magic circle just suddenly stops. Stops glowing for a minute. And Lord Vikraka kind of looks shocked, and then the realization hits him, and you see panic. Utter
Oh,
panic.
this is what we're doing.
Give me 1 second to roll
I'm gonna-
something. Actually, you know what? Rashaz, you did this, so I want you to give me a D100 roll and let me know what you get.
Oh boy, is this gonna be a random thing that happens? Oh boy. Go! That's a 1.
Oh, no.
Oh no? For you or for us?
Wait. Yeah, is that bad for him or me? Because if it's me, I'm using lucky. If it's not,
I'd recommend using Lucky.
yeah. Alright, good. That's a 61.
Okay. If you had rolled a second one, I was gonna... Okay. So, on a 1,
Instant kill.
you would have all just died.
Everyone would have died.
Because the minimal damage I can do with what you just caused is 600 points of damage.
Actually,
Shit.
only Robot would have died because he would have reincarnated and I would have revived as well. So we both
Yeah, I would have puffed back.
Instead, you all... Let me find my magic table. As the Mesna from above you, as you cast a spell, suddenly the eternal spell shuts off. And the Mesna all comes falling down onto the castle, into the throne room. Dropping down, melting through the top of the towers, falling onto the ground. And as you watch as it melts through the stone floor, you see around you, you see this massive creature. Let me find their exact description real quick, actually.
Rashaz wants to yell something at this guy.
No, you're gonna want to wait a second. I promise you that. Let me find their name on the list.
I was just gonna say, if you're killing me, I'm killing you with me. God damn it!
Oh no, you're all about to face something really bad.
I think we're about to be kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of deal.
No, I don't give a shit. If I have to die to kill him, I'm doing it. I am done.
I think we're both sides are gonna
As
have to
you
team up against
watch,
this.
as all around you, the ground seems to melt away, up pops this twisted amalgamation of elements you all immediately recognize from the stories as Shagnaruk, the goddess who signals the end of the world.
Oh, hey, someone in the world has a pact with her. Hey.
As the Mesna falls on and breaks the chains holding her in place, Lord Vokraka looks fucking terrified. He has gone pale and some of his feathers fall off as she climbs out, slowly grabbing hold, looks at Rashaz, sees the spell, and just using her one hand swats you all three outside of the building. You get smacked almost 100 feet out of the castle. You're gonna take a bit of damage for it.
Well, I know my fire elemental is probably puffed. So I'll instantly bring it back with my
Take
wild shape.
18 points of fire damage.
I take none.
Let me do her force damage roll. God, that's a low dice. Give it a second.
Oh shit.
Don't worry. You also take 100 and... Is that 40? I can't read it. There's too many dice on the... Of force damage as you go
140
flying.
of force?
Yeah. As you go flying out of the room. Rashaz, your spell immediately cancels out.
That's fine, it did its job.
And you hear the loudest screech as the last thing you see as Lord Vakraka. You can see him trying to fly out of the castle, following your bodies as you're getting tossed out. And you see a hand grab hold and pull him back, and then the door slams shut.
Before that happens, do I have a moment to cast something?
I don't know.
You can, while you're flying, you're going to be at disadvantage.
Are you sure you want to try to get after this creature?
No, I'm trying to be nice to him.
What are you going to do?
Oh my god.
What are you going to do?
I gotta find the right spell. Because I need to... Nope, I'm probably further away than that can reach even if I upcasted it.
What's the
and
spell?
stretch the elements.
What's
I was
the
gonna
distance?
windwalk him to turn him into just air
What's the distance?
and let him get 30 feet.
Yeah, no. You're flying too fast. The spell, by the time you got the spell off while flying in the air, it would be, you'd be way out of the range of him.
Can I snipe Shagnark's giant hand that's grabbing him?
Huh?
Can I snipe her giant hand that's grabbing him?
I
I have the range.
Technically, you do have the range if you want to cast the spell and piss off a god.
You know, it's not worth the potential 60 damage.
Oh
You know,
no,
he was
that's
he was
the minimal.
Like he was insulting us. I think he's getting his due diligence right now.
You listen
Justice.
as the shrieks happen, and then the last thing you see before each of you kind of black out from the general presence of this creature in the area is this blackened ooze of a bird, like almost like a phoenix, fly into the air as more of it drips out and then disappears as you let black out.
Can I
Why
try
do
to
I feel
hold
like
on
he
to
j-
consciousness for a bit longer?
Sure, give me a con. Let you all give me a con save. What was your question, robot?
16.
I was like, I wonder if he just got stronger.
If I fail, I'm doing something. Okay, I'm doing something.
That's a 22 to maintain conscious.
Okay, so robot's the only one who's managed to maintain consciousness.
It doesn't matter because someone else is taking over my consciousness here.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no!
Oh yeah.
Is it?
You
is
do know you're
God
gonna
his
kill
champion?
you're gonna kill your party doing this, right?
Doesn't it just give him control of my body?
Yes, but he destroys everything around you, like including your party. Doesn't matter
I'm
if they're
going-
worshippers or not. And if they're unconscious, robot being the only one who is conscious, they will be killed.
My fire spirit's gonna do something to get us further
I mean,
away as fast as possible.
I have no
repeatedly.
problem if you're going to do it. I just want to make sure you understand the ramifications.
Oh no.
I really don't want Robot to be killed like this.
I'm
Well-
fucking right now.
My wildfire spirit is immediately gonna start doing what I want it to do.
Once
because
you're unconscious, that thing unsummons, I believe, correct?
Nope.
Is it not?
It sticks around. It doesn't.
What's it through?
It takes my wild shape to have it up, but it's not anything I keep concentration on or anything as such.
Oh, the creature dies.
It's a spirit friendly. It's a friendly spirit towards me.
Okay, summon a wildfire spirit. Okay.
Yeah.
Rather than assuming a beast form, when it appears, you must succeed. Okay, so yeah, and it does not say. Well,
I didn't see that last bit at the bottom though before.
That's fine. I'm not bothered by
that.
that. Yeah, it doesn't say that it disappeared. Okay, so yeah, I'll roll that all
It's
out.
gonna keep using fiery teleportation to get us as far away from the problem as possible, since it can't fall unconscious.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I have a spell. Can I forcibly cast Etherealness so I don't feel any of this?
As far as like the force, well, the force was from getting smacked, not from taking damage in the snow.
I'm talking about like the sheer pressure we felt that knocked us unconscious.
Etherealness, even going to a different plane, you'd still feel it in this general vicinity. This is a very powerful creature, that's causing the unconsciousness. This is a god of multiple planes, so you can. It's still going to be a con save though.
The wildfire spirit's main focus is going to be getting us away as he does something, because knowing what Calthun does and knowing how he is, given the travel here,
if Rashaz isn't doing it,
No.
then
gonna try and get us at least into away and out of sight.
Okay. Robot, however, is still conscious. And
Being teleported every few seconds with.
I will say he has the right to refuse. He can choose to roll against it.
Can I see what's going on first before all this gets teleported?
Yes, actually. So as you look, you see as the figure that you saw, this amalgamations of elements, doesn't seem to reappear. The castle and town seem to melt into the ground, like the stone itself, and you watch as strange little beams of blue light seem to flash off into different directions coming from the castle. And as that almost phoenix, black tarred like phoenix flies in the air and dissipates, you no longer hear Lord Vakraka's voice screaming out. And the castle melts and vanishes deep into the ground, into what you can see is definitely a black oozing hole of some sort, as you can hear the belching of the ooze. All the creatures are gone, but as you take a second to take it in, Frodogen is standing next to you. And she goes, well, you fucked that up.
We're still alive.
She looks at Robot and goes, well, that one could have killed you at any moment. As she looks at Rashaz and goes, and that one, well, he was gonna goad it on, although he had at least a plan to teleport you out.
I mean, it could have been worse. Could have been better.
The small wildfire
worse.
spirit gives a thumbs up.
Frodogen looks at Robot and goes, yeah, you could have fought him, and you would have died. You could have unleashed Calthun's Holy of Vengeance. She looks at Rashaz and smiles and says, and you would have died painfully. You could have freed the god and, gotten a really good boon. But the good thing is you killed Lord Vakraka. He's really dead. Like, he is in torment dead. Like, I wouldn't trade even the 7 hells for that.
I technically freed the god.
You did. But she goes, on the downside, you did just start the apocalypse.
Yes.
Because now she's going to hunt down all the gods and kill them one by one.
Yeah. This is what I wanted.
She looks at Robot and goes, this might be hard for your Warforged brain to understand. So I apologize if this goes over your head, but just imagine, right? Imagine you've got a god that exists no matter what, as like one of those like things that has to happen, has to exist, like light, for example. Imagine that decides to take a god of primal beings, such as the elements, and decides to take them. And then that gave a child that was really angry at everyone, and has the power of a god of the beyond, and the power of a primordial force. That's what you just unleashed.
Yeah, boy.
So on the plus side, I'm going to go to hell. You lot have a good time here. Here's my number. You ever need me, feel free to call.
Yeah, thanks, thank you.
She goes, I would recommend you let your kind of king or ruler, whatever. You all always have an empire or something. Let one of them know.
Yeah, it's they need to make some prayers. If like that would do anything, but yeah.
She nods and goes, hey, but the good news is there's an old human that has decided to take up the mantle of gift giving to small children on the other side of the planet, and he's got some magical horses he summons. I'd recommend going and seeing him next time you decide to go on an adventure. Probably a lot less dangerous.
No, I like the name.
You know what? I think I've heard of this guy. Saint Crinkleus. I don't know.
Saint Crinkleus. Jesus Christ.
That
Becomes the lore.
His name is sticking now.
She got...
that's the Santa of your world, Saint Crinkleus.
He got tired of being called Lord Crinkle.
So he is now Saint Crinkle.
Yep, and he went all the way to the far
SC.
North Pole to get away from people.
Sorry. The crinkle starts with a K, just so we're clear.
Frosian just looks at Robot though and goes, so, what's your plan?
Well, these guys normally have plans. I normally just swing. That's
I wouldn't recommend swinging. You don't have the parts for it.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
I'm gonna teleport you somewhere that's safer, where you started your adventure today. The town sleeps. I recommend you catch a boat and, go find something else to do.
I really appreciate that.
She nods and goes, well, you've caused the end of the world, and to be honest, I don't think you could do more for this world. Would you like to become a devil? I mean, I can make that happen given the situation you just caused.
I mean, I feel like it's almost... I mean, I kind of just became a champion of one guy.
Charles would accept that offer at this point.
Ahmed would even accept that offer at this point.
Yeah, we just want to get out of here.
I mean, I can make you a devil if you want. If not, I'll just teleport you away.
Yeah, you just teleport.
She nods.
That's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, she goes,
Ahmed in
good
his
luck.
head. Fucking end of the world. Great.
Snaps her fingers, and you find yourself back laying in the inn at the table, and you find yourself waking up to the goblin opening the door to the inn and going, huh, I'll get the drinks. And that is the end of today's adventure. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this session. We'll see you tomorrow for Voss taking on Hell. Can't be any worse, right? Right? Thank you all. We'll see you.